Share it out, boys. All right, yeah, tell them to go live. Be like, hey, yo, youtube.com, Audible Sports Podcast. Let's fucking go. Join us. You like sports? You should jump into a Warzone game and just do it. You know what? I'm gonna do it. Can you do like a YouTube live thing or TikTok live thing? We can do live from our phone, right? Yeah, I got that. Good. I can mute my mic. Oh, I'm not screen recording. I'm gonna record myself sitting here. Yeah. I know. I already told them what I was gonna do. You weren't even here. I already told them. I was like, I'm not gonna say that. I asked for favors from them too, and then Steven fucking said, oh yeah, Jimmy Van scored, so I didn't get to him. Steven, stop going. Yeah. Try to refrain from saying, and Tony, make your picks quicker. I know. Yes. He's like, you have no power here. Yep. What the fuck does no favors mean? What up, Hubert? Baller Gaming in the chat. Both of them. Yeah, they said this. hate when you try to upload a story on TikTok, it automatically adds music. Yeah, I'll go with that. I like that. But for real, Daniel, do an on location video. Do it. Do it. No, I'm gonna remind his ass. Be like, bro, record shit. Get there early. Record shit. Put it all together at night. Westgate. No, Westgate is right next to the stadium. That's where all the bars and shit are. What shows? Oh, I don't know. Nope. Chatting about. Oh, you can jump into it. Yeah. Ready? Welcome to the Audible Sports Podcast. My name is Casey. This is Daniel. I got Tony right there in the corner, and I got Steven down below. I think Steven's watching the Stars game right now.
So is Daniel.
I have it on.
Yeah. We got a pretty big week coming up here. We got college football playoff talk, NFL recap. By the way, look at your Cowboys beating the Eagles.
Fuck them. Fuck them. I don't
saying
care
it
if
all
Jalen
year.
Hurts didn't play.
Yeah, well, they did play against your backup earlier this year and won, and then
Yeah.
they played your backup and you guys won. So I'm still repping my Colts gear, even though they fucking suck. But let's go for that number 1 draft pick because we're mathematically available for it. So
You guys are finally out of your misery.
yeah,
Yeah.
put us out of our misery. Thank you, Jaguars. Who would have thought? Not me. Tony, how you doing down there?
Not too bad. Just here.
How do you think your Steelers did last week?
Atrocious.
They fucking won.
But they won.
But they won.
It doesn't mean it was good.
They got it done.
They much like always, they fought through and they pulled it off somehow. But that offense was terrible. The wind was taking the punt, the field goals everywhere. It was so hard to watch. Not as hard as the Colts though, but you know.
Yeah, scored 3 whole points on Monday Night Football at home.
Are you
So.
surprised?
No, not at all.
What happened? Jonathan Taylor's like done for the season, right?
Yeah,
Like, he has been?
during the Vikings game on the second play of the game, he like fractured his leg. So,
Oh.
yeah, he's
Because I
done.
knew he was injured. I didn't know for how long or what.
It's not like it makes any difference coming up for the rest of the season. So
Yeah, no,
there
it
we
really
go.
doesn't.
You guys want to jump right into it, or you want to read the chat here? It's like Bowler Gaming's up in the chat. Look at him.
Oh.
Who's that guy?
Chuster says no favors. I don't know what that means. Bowler Gaming, what up, Hubert? That is Chuster. Chuster says, what up, Merry Xmas? Merry Xmas to everybody. You said no favors. I don't know what that means still. And happy Blue Year.
Please
Okay,
clarify.
cool. You know what? That chat kind of sucks right now. Liven it up, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, welcome to our 20th live stream.
Our 20th live stream. You guys ever
Did you
think
guys
we'd
know
make
this
it
was
far?
our 20th live stream?
You guys ever think we make it this far?
Who would have thought?
It's kind of crazy. 20 weeks?
20
Yeah.
weeks we've been doing, 20 live streams. We haven't been consistent every week, but this is our 20th live stream since 4 weeks before the
So more
beginning
than
of the
20
season.
weeks.
Yeah. Well, we missed a
Gross.
couple weeks in the season. This is number 20.
Well, yeah, because you guys
So.
had to move across the fucking country.
Yeah. We got to make a living somehow. We can't do this full time just yet, but hey, we're working on it. We're going to do something a little different this week. We're going to jump into some college football playoff talk. So let's do that right up there. But bam, we're going to come up with our predictions for what's going to happen in the college football playoff, but we got this. Look at that.
Dude, fuck Ohio State, man.
Look at them backing into the playoffs here.
It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
At least it's not Alabama, though.
Ohio State fans and TCU fans, for that matter, should probably thank USC for fucking up. I think TCU was in regardless because they'd
They
already
should thank
beat.
Utah.
Well,
TCU was already the 3 seed, no?
they were 3 before, but they had already beaten Kansas State earlier this year. And they had to come back to beat them. They had to come back in a couple games to win. But Ohio State, thank USC because you guys backed your truck into the playoffs.
It's okay. Hopefully they get fucking curb stomped by Georgia.
Yeah, I actually think that's going to be a really good game. We can jump right into them if you want to. Let's start with the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, number 1 Georgia Bulldogs against the number 4 Ohio State Buckeyes. Boo.
Fuck guys. Oh,
Boo.
sorry.
Georgia, I'm going to give you some spreads here. Georgia is favored by 6.5 in this game. Georgia's playing a home game
Yeah, literally.
here because
In
they
Atlanta.
are in Atlanta.
In Atlanta.
I say more of a home game because I think there's going to be a lot of Buckeye fans in Atlanta still. There's a lot of them here. We went to Disney the other day, and there's Buckeye
They're
fans everywhere.
everywhere.
They're everywhere. It's like they crawled out of the woodworks. I say go blue to them, and they just stare at me. They go,
Ohio State fans and Blackhawks fans everywhere. Jesus.
yeah, Blackhawk fans too from Chicago. But the Buckeyes are in a rare underdog role here, and I think that makes them dangerous against the Bulldogs. Georgia is 4-0 against the spread when favored by 20 points or less. So favored by 6.5 here. Looks good for Georgia. I think they're going to hit the Buckeyes with a rushing attack. Their rushing attack has averaged 207 yards a game. And Stetson Bennett, who was Heisman, not the runner-up. Wasn't TCU's quarterback the runner-up, Duggan?
Yeah.
Or did Bennett win the Heisman? The Heisman's pointless now.
Stetson Bennett did not win it. It was the
No.
guy from
USC. The guy from USC won.
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, couldn't even win his conference and wins the Heisman.
Yeah, it was
Not-
bullshit this year.
the Heisman Trophy, and some other thing like the Pro Bowl. Sorry, Tony.
Quarterback of the Year trophy.
Yeah.
Is what it should be.
Tony, your TJ Watt got in the Pro Bowl and he's played in 4 games or something like that. He's had 4 sacks. Popularity contest. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But Stetson Bennett hasn't been sacked in his last 6 games.
That's crazy.
Pretty good. I mean, Georgia's front force right there, they are really good. On paper, Georgia has the best team in the country, and
On film,
yeah,
they
I
have
think
the best team in the country.
I think the Buckeyes can sack him, though. I think he will get sacked this game because Ohio State's gonna be mad from losing at home in that blowout win to Michigan.
What was this?
So-
What was the final in that game?
It was all 42
Remind me.
to 27, something like that. 42-24. I don't remember. It was something like that. But
No, I think we got into the 50s.
we whooped
It's
that
46
ass.
to 23, huh?
We whooped
I don't know.
that ass. You can look it up real quick.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud, I think, is going to have some success because he's got Marvin Harrison Jr. and Emeka Ibuka. They are both really good receivers. I'm surprised Michigan kind of kept them in check in the second half of that game. The Buckeyes will push the Bulldogs to the limit, but I think Georgia comes up with the stomp in crunch time and they win this game. I don't know if they're going to cover 6.5. I think it's going to be it's going to go one of 2 ways. Either there's going to be a close game that finishes like 34-31 or something like that, or Georgia's just going to blow them out of the water. And I think Ohio State will stay in it, and then Georgia pulls away late. So I'm going to give Georgia to cover that 6.5, and Georgia wins. I'm going to say 38-21. Georgia moves on to the national championship. What do you guys think?
It's a good score. I
Yeah,
like that a
that's a
lot.
pretty good score.
Anybody
like
wanna go next,
Georgia.
or do I go?
I'll take it real quick.
Okay.
I don't know. I agree that it could go either one or 2 ways, but I don't think it will. I'm pretty sure Georgia is going to take it and take that spread. Reason behind it is Georgia's just a powerhouse. They produce not only a ton of NFL candidates, but their coaching is pretty amazing.
There's something else that's crazy. Georgia's entire defense got drafted last year, and they're still in the college football
They still
playoff
have
this
one of
year
the
as the
best
number 1
defense.
team. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're insane. Like their backups were starters in other teams. It's crazy.
Whoever's scouting for them is doing a hell of a job. Give that man a
Yeah, for
raise.
sure.
But I mean, after seeing the Ohio Michigan game, there was just too many flaws that Georgia I think is going to pick up on for them to be able to even have a close game. Like you said, I think there's going to be a pretty good half, and then Georgia's going to break away. That's just my take on it. So I like your score. I think it'll be a pretty significant lead, but I see Georgia moving into that final.
Here's the other thing. Georgia has played in Atlanta many, many times. They know that stadium in and out. So they're basically the Falcons there. It's like Ohio's like their professional team in Ohio. Ohio State's
probably just
professional
as
team in
good.
Ohio. Georgia's the new professional team in Atlanta right now. Because
Yeah.
Falcons, I mean, they're doing better than I thought they would this year, but Georgia's doing way
dwindling.
better.
Steven?
Yeah, I just like Georgia better. I mean, Ohio State. I mean, I think they like me and Casey were talking about this on the weekend. We think the committee got all 4 games or all 4 teams right. I mean, these 4 teams are clearly the best teams in the nation. I just like Georgia in this one. I just think Ohio State isn't strong enough to compete with Georgia. It should be a good game though. It's been a month since both these teams have played, so anything can happen, especially in the beginning of the game. But I like Georgia in this game. I just think that the defense is dominant enough to take them. Yes, Ohio State has probably the better offense, but their defense is just too powerful, and they showed it all year. I just like them.
Steven, can I ask you for a favor? Can you turn down the Stars game?
It's not on.
I can hear a broadcast of something.
I'm not playing anything.
Oh, interesting. Well, something's happening in the background somewhere. But anyway, Daniel.
Yeah, I'm definitely on board with you guys with this. I think that the committee here has it right. Just like Steven said there. Georgia, I feel like, is definitely the best in the country. Michigan, honestly, I think Georgia is just a whole different level above everyone, including Michigan. I don't see them losing to any of these teams, honestly. Hopefully, we'll get to the other game in a little bit. But for this, I don't see Ohio State being able to hang on, especially the way they got exposed against Michigan. Yeah, they'll probably be upset and angry about it, but Georgia's just too big, man. They're just too big of a team, and they, like you said, they know how to play in that stadium. They know it like the back of their hand. Their statistics. I have Georgia statistics here, like team stats. Does anybody want to take a guess at their total points per game average?
40.
Georgia's?
Yeah,
I'm gonna say 40.
34.
Oh, damn it. I was going to say 34 too.
You can keep 34.
Let's go 36.
Georgia football averages 38.7 points every single game on average. Total points, they have over 500 on the season.
Yeah. 13 games.
It's fucking insane. 61 touchdowns. I don't see Ohio State competing in this. Michigan won 45-23, by the way, in that game. So yeah, I just can't see Ohio State competing here. Maybe like if they get an early lead, like right away, some offensive miscues by Georgia, and Ohio State capitalizes on some turnovers early in the game. But Georgia's going to have to beat themselves for Ohio State to win this game. So I like Georgia here pretty big, honestly. It is a big bowl game. Obviously, it's part of the college football playoff and big stage. But I don't know. I think Georgia's going to put up a lot of points on this team. Michigan put up 45 on them. I think Georgia might do close to the same. Just because it is on that big stage, though, there's so much more to fight for here. I'm going to go 42-30 Georgia. Because I think Ohio State will get their offense going a little bit with CJ Stroud back there. And he's playing, right? He was hurt for a while.
Yeah.
He'll be playing. Yeah, they've had a month to recover. But yeah, I don't see Ohio State holding on. I don't know if they score that many. Even they're just a different beast. They're a bunch of dogs.
The dogs.
Boomy. But yeah, I just don't see Ohio State taking out Georgia here. I don't think anybody can beat Georgia at this point, honestly, if Georgia's playing Georgia football. So there you go.
Go Dogs on Saturday night. That's all I got to say. Sorry,
See, part
Tiffany.
of me wants Ohio State to win, though, just so we can go beat the shit out of them again in the national championship. How fucking amazing would that be?
Here's my worst fear, though. We play them again and we lose. We would never hear the end of it from Tiffany.
Yeah. Fuck. Georgia, just win.
Yeah, Georgia just wins, so we don't have to deal with that. We can lose to you and be like, okay, we lost. All right. Well,
Again.
Let's move on to the other game on the other side of the bracket. By the way, it's one of the last 2 years that we will have 4 teams in the playoffs. I think next year is the last year, and then after that, we will have a 12-team playoff, which is the way it should be. So I'm excited for that.
Did you guys know that Did you know that the FCS already does a playoff like that?
They've been doing that for years.
It's always
since
like
the 90s.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And it's amazing. The championship for the FCS is in Frisco, Texas, where the Dallas soccer team plays. And this year it's the Battle of the Dakotas for the Dakota marker. So you have North Dakota State against South Dakota State. And they hate each other. They already played each other once this year, and I think South Dakota State won by 3 or something like that. I've been keeping up. The FCS is pretty competitive. I mean, people who support those teams and go to those schools love those teams and schools. By the way, Carson Wentz went to North Dakota State, I believe. So
sounds right.
He's a product.
Yeah.
And I think Trey Lance went to North Dakota State as well.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah,
Too.
so
They came from the same school.
North Dakota State pulling out some.
Well, they're in
QBs.
the national championship every year for that division.
Yeah, pretty much. I think this is like their 10th national title appearance or something like that.
Yeah,
in like the last 20 years. It's crazy. But we will move on to a game that is circled on our calendars. Daniel will be attending this game this weekend.
Hold on.
What just happened?
Look, it's literally on the calendar.
He's got it on the calendar. Look at it. Circle it. It's not circled. You need to circle it. Circle it in blue.
Fucked up.
Well, I didn't. Janeth wrote it.
Well, she needs to circle it.
Not in purple. Fuck no.
Circle it in blue.
And Maze.
It's blue.
Go blue.
Circle.
There you go. All right. It's circled on Daniel's calendar for sure. Daniel will be attending this game. We have the Verbo Fiesta Bowl in... I almost said... What the hell is going on with Daniel? But we have the Verbo Fiesta Bowl. It is in Glendale, Arizona, suburb of Phoenix. Daniel and his brother Xander will be going up there. Woo! All right, Janet will be going up there. They will be some Michigan fans in attendance at the game. Do we think TCU even has a shot in this?
Oh
game?
yeah, I
Okay.
think
Hard
so.
pass.
Hard pass.
Tony says hard pass. Do tell,
You know,
Tony.
I am rooting for a Texas team to pull it out somehow, but Michigan is just too much for them. Their running game is going to be annihilating that defensive line. I don't think TCU has what it takes to be in the playoffs right now against that team.
Is Corum
There's too-
playing?
Huh?
Is your running back playing?
Blake Corum is not playing.
He's
Donovan
out,
Edwards.
But we have Donovan Edwards, and he ran over Ohio State. He's the reason, one of the big reasons why we won. Another reason, the deep shots we took downfield. Oh, it was great. So good. TCU's best win this year is against, I think, Kansas State. Funny, I attended 2 college football games this year. I went to Michigan, Ohio State, and I went to TCU, Kansas State when TCU beat them. So both teams that won are playing each other now. And I'm not going to this game because I got to work, unfortunately. I got a job, which sucks.
Ooh.
But TCU's best win is against Kansas State. They had to come back in that game. They were down I remember it was like 28-13, something like that at halftime or something. Might have been worse. I think it was 28-7. They came back and won. I don't think they let Kansas State score in the second half. They won 38-28. And then they play them in the Big 12 championship at AT&T Stadium, and Kansas State beats them in overtime 31-28. I do remember that. But other than that, TCU has not played really anybody. They beat Texas. They beat them 17-10 in Austin, which is a feat. Alabama almost lost to Texas and Austin, so people forget about that. That was the first game of the year. They did beat Oklahoma. Yeah. Oklahoma is not good this year. They're 6-6. Wasn't for them playing UTEP, they probably wouldn't be in a bowl game. And then they beat Kansas. Kansas was pretty good this year. Kansas only lost to them by 7 in Lawrence. So I do think this is the toughest test for TCU this year. This is the toughest defense that they're going to see. I don't think they're going to be putting up points like they've been putting up points on other teams. I think they can put up some points, but I don't think they're going to score a lot. I don't think they get over like 21 points, honestly. Michigan, because TCU does have a good defense to an extent, because TCU has given up 40 points to
They have a good Big
Oklahoma.
12 defense.
Well, here, they've given up 40 points to Oklahoma State, 31 points to Kansas, 28 points to Kansas State, 31 points to Kansas State, 28 points to Baylor. Granted, that's a rivalry game. They should have lost that game with that gamble they ran out when they were running out on the field to kick that field goal. They got it off. I mean, they did win the game. Give them credit. But this is the biggest test that TCU is going to put up with all season. And I just don't know if they're going to be able to. They might hang around for a little bit in the first half, but I think Michigan is on a mission. Michigan was in this round last year against Georgia, and Georgia destroyed Michigan. Like, it wasn't even close. It wasn't a game the entire time after the first quarter. That game was over.
Yeah.
Michigan's on a mission this year, and I think they're going to beat TCU. I think they're going to beat them down. Sorry, Steven. Well, not you, Steven, but another Steven I know that went to TCU, Steven and Alicia. Love you guys, but we're going to beat you down. The line has dropped. By the way, Michigan's favored by 7.5. I think it opened at 9 or 10 or something like that. I just don't know. TCU has allowed an average of 218 yards rushing against Baylor and then against Kansas State. So cumulatively, we rush the ball. If we run all over them, we're going to score so many points. I don't know. I know Max Duggan was a Heisman finalist, and credit to him. I think he finished second in the voting. I did not see that coming because I did not really think he was a big Heisman candidate, but he is a big reason why TCU's in this position. But I think J.J. McCarthy is going to have great success through the air against this TCU defense. I think we've seen tougher defenses, honestly, because we played Ohio State a few weeks ago, and I think they're a better team than TCU. Sorry, TCU fans. But y'all backed into the playoffs as well. No offense. You do deserve the 3 seed because Ohio State didn't even get to their championship game. But I think we get our national championship shot against the Georgia Bulldogs. We beat TCU. We cover the 7.5. I think Michigan wins 38-21. Did I give that the same score for the other one?
I think that's exactly
what
what
you know what?
said.
I'm gonna give us more points. I think Michigan wins 44-21. I'm going to say 44-21. Go blue.
44, so that's a weird number.
It's
And then
happened.
Casey takes a bow and goes and scene.
And scene, I know, right? now that his rant's over, TCU wins by a mile. No content. Just kidding. Big 12s, like Casey was saying, Big 12 teams are notorious for having no defense. It's all offense in that league. So I mean, they should.
Here's my other thing: when they play teams that have good defenses, they don't score. So there's that too. But
Or they have to come back.
Yeah.
I mean, TCU has had to come back in almost every single game this year. I mean, granted, they've won every game except the championship game in the Big 12. I just don't have them doing much offensively, just because they won't be able to keep up with Michigan just running all over them. If Michigan can constantly run the ball and not fumble, I mean, it's game over. This game might be a repeat of the Michigan-Georgia game last year, just flipped.
Fair.
You got a score there, or
No, I'm not giving scores for this, but I have Michigan pretty much winning this game. I think easier. This game should probably be the easiest out of the two games for the semifinals, but I just don't see TCU putting up much of a fight unless Michigan shoots himself in the foot. Other than that, I just don't see him doing that.
Here's a little bit of a fun stat too. Michigan in the second half. Can you best guess what the point differential is after halftime for Michigan?
It's fucking insane. It's like 180 something.
Plus 206.
Yeah. It's
So-
fucking nuts.
Second half team for sure, but
They go in,
TCU.
make their adjustments, and come out with their fucking.
TCU is also a second half team.
Yeah,
Songs
TCU. You got to be ready. Like I said, they haven't faced a team like us. But Daniel, Tony, Daniel, you guys.
Go ahead, Tony.
Said my piece already. I'm calling it a Michigan win. Only thing left to say is the score. I don't know if they'll get to the 40s. I'm gonna say 38-12 Michigan.
Damn.
But I will say it here. I think that will be the last celebration for the year because I don't think they can match up to Georgia either.
Hey, we'll get to that if we get to that.
get to
Okay,
that.
we'll
We'll
talk
get to
about
that
that next
next
week.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. So here's my thing. The only way Michigan loses this game is if they beat themselves, just like Georgia. Honestly, the way it's set up right now, Georgia and Michigan, like on paper, should just not play these games and just play each other, right? That's just the way the playoff is this year. Like the top two teams are significantly better, from what we've seen.
We'll find out on Saturday.
The 3 and 4, exactly. Again, I mean, it's the game of football. You never know what's gonna happen. It literally anything can happen. Like things can go wrong. You get a deflected pass for pick 6 touchdown. You have to play the game. That's why we play the games. So yeah, very sad that Blake Corum will not be playing for Michigan this week. That is a big hit to the offense. But fucking Donovan Edwards is just as just as good. So I think Michigan's going to pull this out. I like our odds here against TCU. I will be there. Xander and I bought tickets yesterday.
Nice.
So
They're in the lower
hopefully-
bowl, guys. They're in the lower bowl.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully Daniel
No,
brings
they're
a good on
they're in the
location
Fiesta Bowl,
video
Casey.
from the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah. We'll have an on location video for you guys coming with that. TCU has a good squad, but they need everything to go right for them to be able to even compete with Michigan here. I really like Michigan here. I need to get another jersey because mine doesn't fit me anymore.
He's fat.
Huh?
Because he's fat.
Yeah, it's because I'm fat. But yeah, let's see score prediction. I don't need to say much on this. I think we're all on board with Michigan taking this one. We put up 45 on Ohio State. I think we could destroy TCU here, man. I want to demoralize them. Like you said, Casey, Michigan's on a fucking mission this year. Like they got demoralized last year by Georgia. Rightfully so. Georgia had a fucking disgusting team. Like they were built different. It was just insane. And they're really good this year too. I don't think they're as good as last year. I do think Michigan will have a chance against them if that ends up being the national championship. But last year was just utter domination. It was bad. But for this game, I like Michigan here. We'll go 40 to 23. I think TCU can put up some points with that deep threat that they have. Hopefully Michigan doesn't get too exposed with that, but I don't see them keeping up in the long run. Michigan's going to make their adjustments at halftime like they've been doing all year with a 206 point differential in the second half.
Plus 206.
Fucking insane. Yeah, that's what I got. What did I say? 40 to 23.
Yep.
Go blue.
Go blue.
Fuck Ohio State.
All right. Let's head back to the 4-cam scene here. I don't remember what's next, but after the
It's gonna be
college
a fun
football
Saturday.
playoff. NFL Week 16 recap. That's where we're headed next. I am excited for that game. I'm sure you're really excited for that game. Huh, Daniel?
Oh, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
When do you guys leave?
So I requested PTO from work for Friday. If I get it approved, we will be leaving Friday at like 5 or 6 a.m. We're going to drive.
Well, yeah, the airlines are a
6
mess
hours.
right now.
Yeah.
You'll be there by noon.
If not, then I'm going to call into work. Well, I'm going to show up and then take a leave early because the place that I work, they do point systems and stuff. Got someone in the chat over there.
They're telling on you.
They're watching.
I don't
like you.
want to butcher this name. Crescenico? Does that look right?
Yeah, could be.
Hello, Crescenico. Thank you for
That's
joining us in the
Sandra.
chat. Let us know what you think about anything that we talk about here. I mean, we'd love to hear your opinions. Sanders says 5 or 6 a.m. What the fuck? I guess you didn't let him know, huh?
I did. I told him he could sleep in the car. Not a long drive.
Let me know if I
We'll be
butchered your
there
name because I want to say it right. So,
Regardless, we'll be leaving Friday. Game's on Saturday. I tried to get that off too, but if not, just fucking call in. It's a goddamn college football playoff, and Michigan's there, baby. Go blue.
can't miss it.
Fuck yeah.
All right, let's
That was
do.
a very random decision too. We were gonna go, but the tickets were like that expensive for the top of the stadium. So we were like, nah, maybe not. Then the tickets got a little cheaper, and then we ended up paying the same price anyway, but we're the lower deck
lower
now.
bowl.
So
I'm waiting for
So it'll be
Marcia.
fun.
I talked with Marcia, my manager, where we're at right now, and I was talking to her about possibly just putting a PTO day for Saturday, and she was like, I mean, nothing's really going on. We only have to be there for 3 hours, and I'm like, yeah, it's stupid. Let's not do it. She's like, we'll see. So I'm like, okay. So if she gives me the green light, I'm going. So
do it.
we'll see.
Do it.
Well,
do
I
it.
got to get the green light first.
Well, if you get that green light, then you can make the on location video, and I don't have to do it.
Well,
Well, he's not going to go to the
Yeah.
game.
no, if I go to the game.
That's the whole point of him going. He's
Yeah.
not just gonna go to go.
Good luck with all the flight delays and everything.
Nah, it's just Southwest.
Yeah, it's mostly Southwest
I'm good. American baby. All right. NFL Week 16 recap here. Shout out to the Jaguars destroying the Jets in New York. Got that game right, by the way. I think did everybody pick the Jags on that game?
Yeah,
Yeah,
fuck
we
the
did.
Jets.
Yeah.
Fuck Zach Wilson.
Also, thank you to the
Pussy.
Jags finally eliminating the Colts from the playoffs. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Casey. You now are in contention for the first round or the first draft pick.
Yes, let's go. There's 5 teams left that can get it. Houston pretty much has to win out. By the way, fun fact, Jaguars, Titans at the end of the season determines who wins that division. Their games
So
this weekend mean nothing. They mean nothing. They can have a bye week if they wanted to. They could sit all their players. They mean nothing. They just have to win against each other.
How do
It's
they
crazy.
mean nothing?
Because the Jaguars
Because-
are ahead by 1 game. So, actually, no, they're tied.
They're tied.
They're tied.
No, they're tied.
So, they
So if one
winner
team
gets the
wins
tiebreaker.
and the other one loses,
The other team beats the other team. They win the
At the
tiebreaker
end.
at the
Yeah.
end. So that's how that's working out. Their game's meaningless this week. Even Dak was asked about it today. Dak Prescott, because you guys played the Titans this week, and they're like, "Well,
Yep.
are you guys worried about not playing the Titans' full potential?" He's like, "We'll play with whoever they put out there, and we just want to get the win." So it means nothing. You're playing the
Good job,
Titans at the
Dak.
perfect time. So
good.
yeah, but pretty crazy.
Good.
Yeah. Everybody pretty much got this next game wrong. We all had faith in the Lions, and I think
Yeah, fuck them.
yeah, no more faith in the Lions, huh? They lose
Well,
to
it's
the
not all
Panthers,
the way.
huh?
We put too much pressure on them.
Yeah. They got too greedy.
Yeah, they did. They lose 37-23, I believe.
It's the NFL,
Yep.
baby. Hey, good for Carolina though. They're still in the hunt for that division. Fuck the Buccaneers.
I think that entire division's still in the hunt for that division.
Just not Atlanta.
Yeah.
Atlanta's
No,
eliminated.
No,
They're 2 down.
they're in there. I think.
No, Atlanta's eliminated.
Are they
they're-
eliminated?
hmm
Yeah.
There's an E next to their name.
Oh, well then they're eliminated.
Yeah. The rest of the teams are all tied, I think, though. The Bucks might be up by 1 game.
The Bucks are 7-8. The rest are 6-9. Atlanta was
Yeah.
5-10.
NFC. There we go. Yep, Atlanta is eliminated. The Rams are also eliminated. Earliest,
That was like a couple weeks ago. though.
well, Super Bowl champion, earliest Super Bowl champion has been eliminated from the playoffs. By the way.
Dog shit.
Yeah. Next game, I think the Saints and the Browns. I don't remember who I picked in this game, so we're gonna
I
have to
picked
go
the
over all
fucking
that.
Browns again.
I think
Every
I picked,
time I pick the damn Browns, they fucking lose.
I
gotta
picked the
stop doing
Browns.
Yeah.
I picked the Saints just because I wanted them to lose.
The Browns, yeah, because
Saints
you
came
have a
through.
vendetta.
The Saints came through for me.
Yeah, Tony is a Steelers fan, for those that don't know, and he hates everybody else in his division, so he'll pick against them all the time, and, the Cowboys. So Xander says, same old Lions. Going back to that game. Yeah, for sure. Giants, Vikings. The Vikings.
this was a-
like, do you guys see the end of this game? Holy crap.
Yeah. You had like
Uh,
a 61-yard field goal to win.
But before that, the Giants were down by 8. They scored a touchdown and got the 2-point conversion to tie it. And then the Vikings went down in a few seconds. And Greg Joseph hits a 61-yarder to win it. That thing was good from 68. That was crazy. It had so much more room. The fans were like, my favorite thing to do was when a kicker kicks the ball after you watch the initial play. Watch the reaction from the fans in the stands, because like all of them are like, and then when it goes through, you just see like all slow motion. It's hilarious. But congrats to the Vikings, man. I think they are 11-0 in 1-score games this year. I think the stat was, and
Yeah,
that's an NFL
they've
record.
Won most of their games by one score. So it's crazy.
Yeah, I
to
think
see.
their
Yeah.
point differential is actually +1 for the whole season.
Yeah, that's great. Well, it's because of the Cowboys kind of destroyed them.
Well, no, but
43.
that's because the games they've won have been by 1 score, and then the games they've lost, they've gotten pretty beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But congrats to the Vikings. Like I said, NFC North champions.
Mhm.
We'll see what you do in the playoffs.
Yeah. They're still technically
dude.
competing for that 1 seed.
Yeah,
They
since
are
Philly lost
competing
this
for that
week.
1 seed. So Dallas kind of helped them out there, but I think Philly has to lose out and they have to win out.
yep, because
Yeah, because
Philly owns
they-
the tiebreaker.
Same thing for the division in the East.
hmm So pretty much this weekend, either your division is determined if Philly wins. If they lose and you win,
The
you
one
guys still
seed
have a
in the
shot.
division.
Yeah,
The 1 seed and the division are settled this week.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Possibly.
could
Well,
be.
if the
They
Eagles
could
win.
still. Well, if the Eagles lose, Minnesota could still have something to say
And they'd
about
have
that.
to wait 1 more week.
Minnesota has to win out, and Philadelphia has to lose out for them to get the 1 seed.
True. And I don't know who they're playing this week, but we will get to the games. Texans and Titans. I picked the Texans the first game they played, and I said Tennessee finally shows how bad they are. That they're just as bad as the rest of the AFC South. And the Texans win. Steven is the only one that picked the Texans. Remember when
Yeah,
he was
what a
like,
bunch of
fuck it, I'm going to pick the
The
Texans.
only one in the fucking country.
Hell yeah!
Well, he got it right.
Told you,
And he
I
said-
told you, put the
he
money
said
on
put
it.
the money on the Texans
say
on
that.
the
I
money
think he was-
line. If you guys would have listened to him, you guys would be rich right now.
I think it was at plus 230 when he said that.
Yeah,
Yeah, plus 230. $100 plus 230. It gets you $230. Eagles, Cowboys. Cowboys eke out the win there. That was a great game too. Great game to
Oh,
watch.
dude, it was so good.
Yeah. From beginning to end, that game was probably the game of the week. Besides the what was the other game that was really, really good? It was the next one, the Packers and Dolphins. That game was good too. But
Oh, yeah.
I think Cowboys, Eagles edged that one out. But your boys get the win. What'd you guys think?
That was
was-
a great game.
it was a great game. I mean, I'll let Daniel go. He likes to rant.
I'll have my spiel. Fuck, I don't even remember. Well, I got really drunk during that game. So
Oh yeah, you were
Is
playing the
that-
drinking game.
yeah. Janeth and I put a drinking game together. So every touchdown scored was a shot.
Oof.
Every turnover was a shot. That pick six was 2 shots for me because turnover and touchdown. It went bad. We finished an entire bottle of vodka. So it was fun. But Dallas played a good game all the way through. I think they could have played a little bit better. They could have had some more consistency and everything. And after Dak threw that pick six, though, he fucking lit shit up. Oh my God. That's the Dak Prescott that I want to see for the rest of the season. I don't want to see anything less than that. He went ape shit.
He
I
played
love
good.
it.
He played good.
I think he finished with 347 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick.
Yeah, helped
I
you
don't
get
even
to the
have this-
championship game.
I don't even have the stat line pulled up, and I know that's what it was.
You must be a Cowboy fan.
Yeah,
I know, right?
He's also
Xander,
on my fantasy team.
Xander says no one is as bad as the Colts.
It's debatable.
I can't really argue with it either.
Yeah.
Apparently the Colts are better than the Chiefs.
Fuck up.
Just kidding. We played them again. They probably slaughter us. But you know what? I'll take the win. That was our Super Bowl this year.
Just
But
take it.
Packers get the win over the Dolphins. Did you guys see that it was snowing in Miami before the game?
I did not see that.
There's a
Maybe
video.
I did.
There's a viral video going out. I don't know if it was artificial snow or whatever, but it looked like it was snowing in Miami. Like Packer fans were like, they brought the cold with them. It was crazy. But I don't know if that's true or not. But jury's still out on that one. Xander, if the defense can return to form, the offense can compete with anybody.
Yes. Agreed.
Referencing the Cowboys.
100%.
Yeah, the
I
defense
agree.
is just a little beat up. I mean, the Eagles are getting beat up now. Their injury list is getting pretty long. But
Hey, fucking shout out T.Y. Hilton on the 53-yard catch. Oh my God.
me and
yelled
Casey
so
watched
loud.
that live. We were in line for
I
some
went
ride. at
went
Animal
crazy.
Kingdom.
I was like, ah!
Because we were like, we didn't know what number he was, and then he caught the ball. We're like, that's T.Y.
I saw
Hilton.
his hair. I was like, it's Ty.
Yeah.
That's Ty.
Mhm.
I wish he had
God,
scored
it's
though.
so good.
I've never rooted really harder for any Cowboy ever to make a good play, and that was it right there. I was like, yes, what a catch!
time.
That won you guys the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
'Cause it was
100%.
third. It was third and long.
It
And
was
30.
third and 30.
There you go.
It was
Third and 30 and first down. T.Y. Hilton catch. That was crazy.
53-yard bomb.
Yeah, what a catch.
I just love they interviewed CD and CD and TY, but they were asking CD. They were like, "So can TY still run?" And CD just goes, "Oh yeah."
oh
yeah.
yeah.
And we saw it there. It was so good to
Yeah.
so good to see.
I'm happy for him. If you guys win a Super Bowl, I'm really happy for T.Y. Hilton. He deserves it. So, congrats, T.Y. Gonna miss you. What game were we on next? Buccaneers Cardinals.
We talked about the Packers.
We were
and
talking about
then
the Packers Dolphins.
Gotta be honest, did not watch the Buccaneers Cardinals game.
I watched a bit of it.
Yeah, I watched clips of it.
I just
was
remember
went out.
the Cardinals were winning, and then in the morning I looked at the score and they lost. So
Yeah.
Tom Brady whipped it out the second half.
Yeah,
he
I
always
watched
does.
the end of it, and I think it was tied 16-16, and Tom Brady got the ball back with like 2.5 minutes. I turned it off.
he's like, it's over. Go
There's
to
no
bed.
fucking point at that. That's what Tom Brady has always done. You get the ball, like one score game, you go down the field, you kick a field goal, and you win.
Yeah,
That's 3 of his Super Bowls.
he's like, let's save these 2
At
minutes
least.
here.
It might be even more. He got fucking 7. Bastard.
Straight out, they wanted on third down. He was like, "Yeah, I don't need more yards."
Yeah.
They hit a field goal on third down.
Next game, the Ravens defeat the Falcons. I told everybody if they have the Ravens defense, get them out because they are going to do some things against Desmond Ridder, and they did. They scored, I think, 18 fantasy points. So
Nice.
good on the Ravens. Good on the Ravens defense. Ravens win at home. They needed that to stay alive. Tony loves the Ravens, just so anybody knows.
Oh yeah, totally.
Steeler fan. All right,
Yeah. The Ravens are the Ravens in the playoffs yet? Have they clinched?
they clinched.
Yeah, they clinched.
They're in.
They've got their playoff spot.
Yeah, they're the 5 seed right now in the AFC.
Okay, I was gonna say they don't have the division though, obviously, but
hmm
yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah, because
I
of the
will-
Bengals.
we'll go over the playoffs here in a second.
We'll see if they can get fucking Lamar back by then, because God bless. Like,
Yeah.
what is even wrong with him? What
I
did
don't
he
know.
do?
everything.
I thought it
he's-
was like a minor week-to-week injury, and it's been like 4 weeks.
It might be because he's trying to do everything for the team because the team's been banged
Yeah.
up too. Like they're
That could-
not as banged up as last year because remember their entire team was dead last year,
Yeah,
and this year they're still banged up pretty bad, but they got into the playoffs, so
Yeah.
we'll see what they can do. They're 10-5, so that's not a bad football team. That football team at full strength can be scary, so watch out
Yeah.
for them.
Mhm.
Next game we had the Chiefs over the Seahawks. Did you guys see the Seattle Seahawks players walk out pregame
Oh yeah,
without any
shirtless.
shirts,
Yeah,
and then they don't
What
even
was-
score?
that was like when Kansas played Baker Mayfield in the Big 12 championship. And
So
Baker Mayfield just
stupid.
fucking annihilated them.
Well, yeah, because they didn't shake his hand, and he was
He
like,
was grabbing his
let's
crotch.
go.
yeah.
go.
That was that game. Oh, so good.
Yeah, it was funny. I call that as my blowout of the week. I think the cold had a lot to do with this game.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs put 24 on them, but Seahawks only scored 10. So shows you how the Seahawks season has gone this year too. They're
That went about as
not good.
as I feel like we all envisioned.
I called
that
it my
game
blowout
going.
of the week, but it wasn't the blowout of the week. We will get to that in a couple games here. The Bengals defeat the Patriots in Foxborough. I said Joe Burrow will win in Foxborough, and that happened. So good on them. They stay alive for their division title.
Did anybody pick the Patriots there?
No.
Nope, fuck 'em.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Xander
Rightfully
says
so.
Baker to Indy next year. I don't know. The Rams might keep him at this point.
They're getting Russell Wilson. Just
We're
get
not
used to that
getting
idea.
Russell Wilson. Cut that out. The Broncos sold
Don't
their
you put
soul.
that on me?
The Broncos sold their soul to get Russell Wilson, and now
And
they're
they're
paying
reaping
for
what
it.
they got.
They're
Dude, how
reaping what they
fucking-
sowed.
Oh.
Russell Wilson's contract too. The Colts are not paying that. There's no fucking way. If they do, I'm gonna riot.
That's what you thought about the offensive line, and look at that shit.
They can't afford it because of the
Yeah,
offensive
we
line.
can't afford it because of the offensive line. We got to pay Jonathan Taylor next. So, and that's if he's okay. I don't even know the extent of his injury. I know he's out the rest of the season though. But
Yeah.
He'll be fine
by the way,
next year.
speaking of our offensive line, let's get a new offensive line. Keep Quentin Nelson, get rid of them all. Like that's what I gotta say about that. Trade them all.
All I'm saying is Russell Wilson's new catchphrase is "Let's ride," and it works for no one other than the Colts now.
He's not riding shit in Indy. If he goes to Indy, I'm gonna be so upset. Like you guys have no idea. I will pick us to be the first round draft pick again.
Oh, I'd
Like,
be upset for you.
Yeah, I will be super upset. That's not happening though. There's no way it can happen. We would have to. They gave up too much for Russell Wilson to just dump him like that. Like I know, like a couple of years ago, we had Carson Wentz and we traded a couple picks. We only traded like 2 picks for him. They traded like their souls the next 3 years. So
Yeah, they traded a lot for him.
and some players. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're fucked.
They're giving Seattle a number 3 pick this year.
Yeah, it's it's so stupid. Didn't we say like who was in the top 5 that somebody was conceded? Was it the Broncos?
For what?
Top 5
I
of
don't know.
what?
I was looking at the
Yeah.
draft picks, but I
Oh.
think somebody gets that draft pick. I don't remember who it is. We'll get to it later. We'll do it later, but we'll move on here. The Bills get the win over the Bears. This game went about as how we thought it would. This was close for a little while, and then the Bills just pulled away.
Was it?
Yeah, the weather had a lot to play with it,
Yeah.
but
I remember looking down and it was really close, and then like an hour later I looked down and it was 35-13. I was like, holy shit. But Bills take care of business on the road. The 49ers defeat the Commanders. I almost had my cover. The 49ers scored towards the end of the game and ruined that. So I said they wouldn't get blown out, and they pretty much almost got blown out. So I was
Yeah.
wrong. Everybody else
It
was
was
right.
a good game in the first half, and then the 49ers became the 49ers again, and the
Yeah.
Commanders became the Commanders again. It's just
That's a scary team. I think your NFC Championship, 49ers, Eagles this year. I think
the
that's
Eagles
what
can
it's
stay
gonna
healthy,
be.
probably.
If
Yeah.
the Eagles can stay healthy, like
well, it'll be between. Well, I want to say the Eagles or the Cowboys because the Cowboys have the potential to do it, but they got to fucking win in the playoffs to prove anything to me at this point. I'm so over it.
who do the Eagles play this week?
The Saints.
Oh, that's a
Saints.
winnable game with no players.
But-
So
It's in Philly too.
Saints did win in Cleveland though. So it's not an
Where's
easy feat
Cleveland?
in the
Come on.
cold. Well, easy feat in that cold. Like
It's Deshaun Watson.
it's windy and it's cold. Yeah, shout out to Deshaun Watson. 13 points, I think, is the most fantasy points he has this year so far. So he sucks. Tony, your Steelers get the win over the Raiders. This is another game that I fell asleep. I woke up and the Steelers had won the game.
Yeah, I fell asleep too.
I woke up and I was like, wow, they won?
It was
You know
it was
what?
10-6 when I
I
last
was
saw.
also asleep. Now that I
nobody,
think about it.
nobody cared about that game.
Yeah.
Tony,
I
care to weigh in?
That was a defensive match. I mean, we had said it. The offenses are struggling on both ends. I honestly thought the Raiders were going to be a lot better offensively than the Steelers, but they're trash. They're just
They should be.
you're
they
like
should be a
us.
lot
You're
better.
trash.
And they
Yeah.
have an offensive-minded coach. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the Steelers struggled even more offensively than they have been. They had found a groove, but I guess that concussion took a lot more from Pickett than he expected.
Yeah.
So we're back to the drawing board. Defensively, they did a lot better though. And the wind and the cold wasn't much help, blowing away 2 of the field goal attempts.
Hey, you're on track for your 500 record.
We're still above. We're that close from being above 500.
I was telling
One game
Steven
under right
yesterday.
now.
I was telling Steven
They have
yesterday.
to win out.
I was like, Tony needs one more loss, and I'm right. One more loss. Also, going back to the draft picks. Right now, your number 1 draft pick is Houston. Number 2, Chicago. Number 3, Denver, but Denver doesn't get to keep that pick. They traded it to Seattle. So Seattle would have the 3rd pick. If Seattle loses out, they might have two top 10 picks in the draft. So,
Good for Seattle.
Yeah.
They're on the
I
right
don't
track.
think Seattle will get 2 top 10.
also,
They're,
speaking of selling your soul, the LA Rams are in the top 10 right now, and their pick goes to Detroit. So, yeah. But there you go with the draft picks.
Got the 4 right now.
Arizona, and then it's the Colts at 5.
Shit.
Yeah. So,
I'm gonna switch headsets.
speaking of the Broncos and the Rams, they played each other this week. This was the blowout of the week.
Jesus. This is
Yeah,
a
Who
Rams.
the fuck?
Baker Mayfield, baby.
Shout out to
Dude.
Patrick for saying Russ isn't cooking.
Oh yeah, did you guys see the Nickelodeon coverage?
Oh yeah.
Patrick was like,
Patrick.
"Oh, I don't think he meant to cook that."
That's great.
Threw an interception. It was really funny. But
I didn't watch any of
Holy
this
shit.
game, but Janeth told me that they scored. She told me the score. I was like, "What? Fucking 51."
We didn't watch.
The fuck are
We
the
were at
Rams?
Epcot, and I told Casey, I was like, "Huh, you won't guess the score of this game." And he was like,
21 to 20, something like that. He's like, "Nope." I was like, "What is it?"
31 to 0.
I was like,
Something I don't
"Holy
remember.
crap!"
Yeah, dude. Like, who would have thought that would happen? I mean, good for the Rams though. They need to get something together because they need their confidence back for next season. Their season's already over, obviously, but they should not have been as bad as they were this year. So build as much confidence as you can with Baker Mayfield going into next season.
I
They should be
tweeted out
fine.
during this game. I was like, "Colts fans, don't feel bad. At least we're not the Broncos." And then
Yeah,
they're like,
Jesus.
Peaks, the Cowboy game 2 weeks ago. I was like, "Hey, at least that was a game for a little while. That was a game in the 4th quarter."
Yeah,
and then we blew it. But
yeah.
speaking of the Colts, we lost to the Chargers 23 at home. Didn't score a fucking touchdown. So there's that too.
Hate you guys.
Tony's upset because he needed us to win. Tony, we're not winning another game the rest of the season. I think we're
No,
losing to the
Tony
Texans.
needed
see,
your.
I did not need you to win. I just needed you to score once.
Oh, sorry. Fantasy football. Tony is fucked.
Tony was playing against
Tony
the
needed-
Chargers defense, and the Chargers defense put up 20 points and beat Tony by like. Did he win by 1 point?
He won by a point.
Oh.
That
Damn.
sucks.
There was like 4
Well,
interceptions
Nichols.
in that game.
If you told me I was gonna come in with a 20-point lead and lose to a Chargers defense, I would have never thought.
You should have picked up the Chargers defense knowing they were playing the Colts.
Yeah.
Colts play the Giants next week. I'd probably pick up their defense. So there you go. Daniel, you're in the championship game. Some advice.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Congrats to Daniel. Championship game of the cross country fantasy football league.
Against the
He is playing
defending
the
champion.
defending champion, John. Shout out to John. You are one of you is going to be a 2-time winner, and I'm mad it
Hey.
wasn't me.
The Texans
And-
might suck, but hey, you're doing pretty
Yeah.
well, buddy.
I am.
Also-
It's a soul for a soul.
I am really hoping that Daniel loses because I do not want I hate Casey team to be on the trophy twice.
Hey, the odds are in John's favor, so
Good. Fuck
we'll
you.
see what happens. But this is I won the year before, John. So that means the previous 2 champions are back
playing
in the
each other,
championship playing each other.
which is
So
cool.
it's pretty cool.
I love our league. By the way, if you guys, I know you talked about putting it to a vote. If you guys want to do half PPR, I'm down to vote for that. When
Oh,
you
now
texted
he's
me,
down to vote.
well, when you texted me that, I was drunk as hell and mad, and I was at a Colts game. So
We're at the Vikings game.
Well,
yes,
We'll discuss.
That was
there's your
during the
problem. Don't go
Vikings
to
game.
Colts games.
what?
I said, there's your problem. Don't go to Colts games.
What?
True.
How's that my
Live a-
problem?
You'll live a happier life.
You'll be happy.
That is true. Oh, or however the fuck Xander does it.
Blah.
Mwah. Or I like when
When he
Shane
gets
tries
Xander
to
in
do
the
it.
Discord just to do that.
What does Shane do?
Blah.
Bruh. All right. Let me pull up some stats here.
Xander wants to play in the league. It all depends if anybody leaves.
Yeah, I think somebody will leave. I'll make somebody leave if Xander really wants to be in it.
Make somebody leave. Goddamn.
Yeah.
John.
Bye, John.
Or one of the
the
people that
two-time
doesn't
winner.
try.
You can't win anymore.
Could you imagine how shitty that would be? You won it twice, you're out.
You're
I'll give him
done.
the prize money.
No.
No.
Oh, how fucking sweet would that trophy look right here? I wouldn't move Master Chief. I gotta find a spot for it, but
You'll
that would
have
be
to.
fucking.
You're
nuts.
probably gonna have to get with John and go get it from him if you do win. But John is in Dallas, so don't know how you're
Oh
gonna.
yeah, that's
Do it.
fucked. I'll just have him ship it.
All
to me.
right. Setting up my shit over here.
Or we just
Wow,
skipping the
that's the
playoff picture,
Thursday
huh?
game? We just talked about it.
I know we talked about it, but I thought you were gonna pull shit up.
Oh no, I don't have I don't
Scenarios
have
and
a thing for
whatnot.
that. No,
Oh,
that was
all
it.
right.
We just touched on it. Oh, I can go over some scenarios. You guys want to do that? So
I have a
the-
scenario
Go ahead.
off the top of my head that we talked about, and I want to make it very clear for everyone. So Eagles, NFC, 1 seed, NFC East division. So not only do the Eagles have to lose out for the Vikings to get that 1 seed in the conference, but if the Eagles do lose out and the Cowboys win out, they still take the 1 seed in the NFC East. The Eagles
Because
have
they
not
beat the
locked that yet.
Vikings.
Yeah, because we beat the Vikings. So just wanted to clarify that would be fucking nuts.
The NFC is super fucked too. that's
Yeah,
that's
you're either
crazy.
good or you're not. There's not really an well, no, there's an in between.
I mean, the rest of your division is kind of the in between.
Yeah, that's true.
The South is called the in between.
It's weird.
Here are your NFC scenarios. Philadelphia can clinch the NFC East division title 2 ways: a Philadelphia win or tie, or a Dallas loss or tie. That's it. That's this week. Philadelphia can clinch home field advantage in the NFC's first round bye with a Philadelphia win, a Minnesota loss or tie, and a Dallas loss. Or a Dallas loss. Oh, what the heck? This one's really weird. Or a Dallas loss, a Minnesota loss, or a San Francisco loss or tie. So basically, they're rooting
Holy
against
shit, can San
Minnesota,
Francisco still get the 1 seed?
Sounds like it.
Damn.
I think they have to have a lot of things go right for them, though, including you guys losing your last 2 games.
Yeah,
So,
they'd have to have all 3 of us
yeah.
lose out, I
So
think,
let's just say San Francisco's out.
which is possible.
Tampa Bay can clinch the NFC South Division title with a Tampa Bay win. A loss eliminates nobody. The New York Giants can clinch a playoff berth with a New York Giants win. And there's like 8 scenarios that they have to win.
Basically, the Giants just need to win to clinch a spot.
Yeah. Let's just say that. If they win, they're in. There's one that has like 4 different teams, like New York Giants tie, Washington tie, Detroit loss or tie, Green Bay loss or tie. That's
Yeah,
one of
because they
them.
have that stupid tie with fucking
it's
Washington.
dumb.
Ugh, it's a dumb game.
Which is helping
Washington
Washington right
can
now.
clinch a playoff berth with a Washington win, a Seattle loss, a Detroit loss, and a Green Bay loss. They are rooting against all those teams. So basically, all those teams are rooting against each other.
Yep.
We're not going to go over tiebreakers. Let's go to the AFC. AFC is pretty simple. Cincinnati can clinch the AFC North Division title with a win and a Baltimore loss. That's it. Miami can clinch a playoff berth with a Miami win and a New York Jets loss or tie. Miami can also tie and have New York lose and Pittsburgh tie. So, Tony, the clock might strike midnight on your Steelers this weekend.
I just want that over 500 record.
Yeah, Tony has accepted
Yeah.
not making the playoffs.
Yeah,
he just wants the 9-8.
I want to be right. Lose your game this week.
Anywho. It's insane how terrible of a start we have, and we still have a shot for the playoffs.
It's pretty
Yeah.
crazy how many games you guys have won just in general. Like it's good for you guys. You guys have a bright future, I feel like.
Yeah.
Could be
Xander
worse.
said I want in the league next year. We already said that. Dallas would need the Vikings to lose a game and get the 1 seed as well. So
Yes.
there's
Because they're
that.
1 game ahead of us right now.
And then Frank, a Jaguars fan. Simple. Jags win week 18. We in, baby. Yeah, it's crazy that this week pretty much means nothing to the Jags and the Titans. Xander, Jags AFC South champs.
That's great. That would be
Who
so
saw
crazy.
that coming 3 weeks
Fucking
ago? We had
no one.
eliminated them already, and now they're right in it, hosting a playoff game. That's crazy. From your mouth.
So the
to
Titans
God's
won the
ears.
first matchup between that, right?
Yes. No.
Between them and the
I don't
Jags.
know.
I think so.
I say fuck them both. So the Jaguars
Jags-
won that game 36-22 in Tennessee.
Yeah,
mind you.
that's pretty nuts.
And then the very next week, they beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, so this game really doesn't matter. That's fucking crazy.
The NFC is so weird. I mean, the NFL is so weird. So like the Jaguars beat the Titans 36-22. They beat the Cowboys 40-34. They lost to the Lions 40-14.
I'm telling you, bro, the NFL's fucked this year. Nothing makes any sense.
Yeah, but crazy. It's fucking crazy. That's why I love the NFL so much. It's fucking nuts. All right. Let's jump into the game picks, shall we?
Let's do it.
Speaking of the Cowboys and the Titans,
Yeah. Thursday night.
Thursday night football, we have the Dallas Cowboys going into Tennessee to take on the Tennessee Titans. Fuck the Titans. The Cowboys are favored by 10 in this game. The over-under is 40.5. I think they're favored by that much because this game is meaningless to the Titans. I don't think they're going to play a lot of their players.
Fuck, do you think they're going to arrest Derrick Henry?
They might.
Shit.
They might. The game that
If they
matters
do,
for them
I'm fucked.
is next week. Yeah, bad for fantasy owners right now. Usually they would rest the last week of the year, but since this game means nothing, they can lose this game 50-0 and next week win and they're in and they host a playoff game.
I gotta find
Basically,
a running back
winner
now.
of next week's game wins the AFC South. Do you think Jacksonville will be sold out for that game, by the way?
Probably.
I
Nah,
don't think they've
that's
sold out a
Jacksonville.
game since the AFC Championship game a couple of years ago. But
Dog barking outside. That's
Will
super
you be
loud.
repping your New Jersey, Casey?
for those that don't know, Steven bought me a Jags shirt that has my name on it because of a bet I lost week 2. So, but Cowboys definitely got their mojo back last week with Dak Prescott recovering from an early pick 6 to light up the Eagles with a successful fourth quarter. That's where you guys won the game. The Titans are fading hard offensively with inexperienced Malik Willis. Remember, Ryan Tannehill's hurt, so he's not playing. So that's another reason why you guys are favored by 10 in
Gotcha.
Tennessee. That's pretty crazy. Dallas should continue well, I don't know if Derrick Henry's going to play. So
I don't think he will because he's listed as questionable with a hip injury too.
Yeah,
So
they
if,
might rest
if
him,
he's
and
hurting, then there's no point.
that game's in 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. I think the Jaguars are going to watch and see what they do, and then they'll probably follow suit. So
Fuck.
watch out for people in fantasy. But for Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Pollard, Zeke, I think they're all going to have monster games in Tennessee. I don't think the Cowboys lose this game. Cowboys are favored by 10. What did I say? 10.5?
10.
It's 10. Cowboys favored by 10. I think they might cover that 10. I also like the over 40.5 because I think they're going to put up a lot of points, and I think Tennessee will score a few points too. So that over 40 is probably that seems like a good bet to take. So usually the good bets to take are the ones that you got to watch out for. Just so you
I'm
know,
really upset now.
just so you know, if Tennessee wins, they're plus 360. But I'm not taking them. I like the Cowboys. I'm not going to give a score, but I think they blow out Tennessee, cover the 10.
Could you imagine? Yeah, if I can't pick that. That's a nice spread.
So you know what's
Let me
shitty?
pick again.
Even so I just went into waivers and picked up a running back. Because I have room. The transactions don't fucking process until Saturday.
No, they should process Wednesday.
Nope. December
Oh.
30th.
Are you because you're trying to pick up somebody that was gold, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so you can't pick up
Yeah.
a gold player. That's a player that's been dropped today.
That sucks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully Derrick Henry plays because if not, I'm fucked.
Yay, John. I
We'll
hate
see.
Casey team's not going in black on that fucking black.
We'll see.
So
That means next year we'll all just name our team that, so that way
I hate Casey team 1. I hate Casey team 2. I hate Casey team 3.
Nice.
That'd be really funny. I
that way it
loathe
will
Casey
always
team.
have to be.
Loathe
Hate,
him
hate,
entirely.
I hate.
Double hate.
Load entire. Anyway,
You guys got opinions on this
yeah.
goddamn game?
I mean, if Tennessee doesn't play their team, I mean, that's just gonna be kind of shitty. I mean, it's good for the Cowboys, but I mean,
Not
the
good for
Cowboys
me.
need to be. Yeah, yes, not for you, but we're talking about. the
I know.
real
I'm
game, not
sorry.
the
I'll
fantasy
stop
game.
talking about fantasy.
I mean, the Cowboys should win this game. They need to win this game by a blowout. I think they need to after the close call against the Titans, the Jags game. Yes, they beat the Eagles, but I mean, backup quarterback. They need to win this game big. So I have them winning. I have them covering. I didn't make a score. I'm gonna say 34-21. That's my score
Tony, go ahead
prediction.
and pick the Titans here.
No, I'm actually considering it. No, I don't see the Titans pulling this out, especially. I mean, where you guys are saying it over and over. It's a not important game for them. I think they just might rest everyone up just to have in peak performance for their final game that matters. Not just that, but the Titans have been on a downward slope recently. They just
Badly.
can't pull out a win. So even if they were at their potential, I don't think they would have beaten the Cowboys because they're just trending downward. So I am going to give the Cowboys an easy win for the week.
Wait,
Watch it
okay,
be
time
wrong.
out though. So if the Titans win this week and the Jags lose,
It doesn't
Next
matter.
no,
week
the
the
Jags
Jags
won the
just-
first game.
Yeah, it
that's right,
doesn't
okay,
matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so
Never
it
mind.
doesn't matter who wins this week. They could just win the next week and they'll be good. Anyway, I'm gonna give the Cowboys the win, so I'm gonna give them a high score. I think this is. I'm gonna give them a 38-17.
So you have them cover and the over.
I think we all have the over right now.
Yeah. So the Titans have lost 4 of their last 5.
Yes.
Just to put that in perspective.
They're
for you.
fading fast.
Yeah. And the one game that they did win, no, actually, they've lost the last 5 games that they played.
Yeah, like I said, they're fading fast.
Yeah, and then to the Texans last week too. Damn. I mean, hopefully the fucking Titans have it like it's a pride game for them, and they play, all their starters and. Okay. Regardless, I like Dallas here. Obviously, score wise, let's go back to see the spreads. +10 is a lot for any team. Oh, it's hard.
Unless you're the Broncos.
Yeah, and you drop fucking 51 to the goddamn Rams. How does it even happen? Nah, fuck it. Give me Dallas to cover the 10, over 40.5. 38-16. Dallas.
That means the Titans are winning.
Yeah.
Could happen. The fucking
It could
Texans beat
happen.
them last week, so anything can happen.
All right. Well, I guess we'll get 2 of our teams out of the way real quick. Next game here, the Colts and the Giants. The Colts are going into New York, ringing in the new year. The Giants are 5.5-point favorites. The over-under is 39.5, and that's a pretty good goddamn spread right there. The Colts are trash, dude. We fucking suck. We're terrible. Our offense can't do a goddamn thing. Our defense is really good, but our offense can't keep up with anybody. We're operating on a short week. We're going into New York in a meaningless game. I personally want us to keep losing so we can get a higher draft pick. But the higher draft pick doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to pick a good player because, I mean, I've seen us have high draft picks and us trade our pick for a different player. So last one we got was DeForest Buckner from the 49ers, which was a pretty good trade. I will take him. He is a beast. But Jones and Saquon Barkley are going to have a game, I think. I don't know if they'll have a game, but they're going to score some points. I don't know. It all lies on the Colts offense. If the Colts offense can score some points, they can stay in this game. But ultimately, I think we're still tanking, and we lose this game in New York. I'm going to keep it semi-close. I'm going to say 21-17. The Giants get it done. That is under the 39.5. And that is a Colts cover because it's 5.5.
Let me ask you this question, Casey, before anybody else goes. What do you think the quarterback situation will be next year for the Colts?
I don't know. The last 7 years has been different, so I don't know what the fuck we're going to do. Make it 8 next year.
So you have Matt Ryan. He was on a 1-year contract, right?
He's on a 2-year contract. We have next year, too.
So he's got next year. But you have Sam Ehlinger there.
Mm-hmm. Got to
You still
develop
have
him.
Nick Foles.
Nick Foles just
Nick Foles
threw.
won.
Well, you saw what Nick Foles did yesterday.
Yeah, but Nick Foles usually takes a game to come back.
Yeah.
He usually
Well,
has one bad game.
He's
and-
going to play against the
and
Giants
lights
this
shit
week.
up.
So
Thank you. You answered my question.
Yeah, that's what I
he
was
is
gonna ask
he
you.
is our starter the rest of the season.
Good.
You will not see Matt Ryan anymore. Sam Ellinger is actually our backup now.
Okay. All right, Steven, go ahead. I know who I'm picking now.
Yeah, that's the question I was gonna ask. I was like, who's gonna be the quarterback this week? Not alone. Don't care about next year yet. I mean,
Later 2023, can't tell you. Don't know who we're gonna have. Don't know who, if we're gonna draft somebody. Don't know if we're gonna pick up fucking Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson or fucking Baker Mayfield or whoever the fuck is on the chopping block right there. I don't know.
Carson Wentz.
Carson
Let's
Wentz, let's go. But
Round two.
Back?
Round 2.
come back.
No, I think this is gonna be a low scoring game. Honestly, I mean, the Colts still have a pretty good defense. The Giants can struggle offensively, I think, sometimes, but they have the better offense of the two, obviously, just because the Colts offense, unless Nick Foles decides to go crazy next week, I don't see
Crazy
this
with
game being very-
interceptions.
Yeah, well, I mean, he did that yesterday. The first 2 drives of the game, I mean, it's both interceptions. It sucked.
Did you guys see the Colts fan? That was me.
There was a couple with bags on their heads. I was like, oh, that's Casey. Could you imagine? No, but I have the Giants winning this game, but I think it's gonna be close, like Casey said. The over under I think is pretty spot on. Score wise, I think the Giants will win 24-17. So New York covers with the over. I guess I get the over
math.
by 2 points. I
All
mean,
right.
39.5 is kind of low, but whatever.
Let's start with this. I don't think it's just the offense or the team in general that's just done for the season. The coaching staff has checked out. How are you going to tell me that at the end of the third, your quarterback is struggling? He has 3 picks and 4 sacks, and you're not going to trade him out. Like, the dude, how are you going to keep on putting him through all that?
Because
Corbin Foles was out there.
the whole team is checked out, Tony. We don't care anymore. Like,
Exactly.
this season is chalked. We're
The
on
dude
to
is
next.
taking hits all night.
Yeah.
Like, he's taking hits all night. It's not about he's struggling out there anymore. It's about, damn, this dude's getting hit. Like, let's take him out. He's going to be hurt.
They're trying to get him to catch up to
right.
Matt Ryan. They're like, oh, you haven't taken hits all season. It's your turn. Let's go.
Everybody gets around in the ring.
What's next?
Tap me in.
Tag team.
Anywho.
Ellinger.
Whole team is out. Like you said though, Nick Foles does need a second game, or the first game's always trash for him. He always needs a second game just to get himself going. But I don't think that line will provide that protection for him. If the Chargers are able to get to him that easily, I think the Giants will have no problem at all either. So I see the Colts defense did amazing.
Our
did
defense is
their
really
job.
like they played a
Yeah.
good game. They played good the rest of the whole, I mean, pretty much the entire game. Gave up 20 points, but I mean, they didn't give up any big plays.
Nah, they did well. The only thing that failed them was a run D,
Mm-hmm.
which I think Saquon Barkley is going to do a hell of a job getting through. So that's the only reason I'm going to give the Giants the win.
And even the
But-
run D didn't do terrible. They let Eckler score twice, but he scored inside the 10 both times. So
He did. But with that being said, I'm going to give the Colts the loss. I'm going to give the Giants the win. I don't think the Giants will put up too many points though, because their offense has been struggling as well. I'm going to take them to a 21-6 win. I don't think Foles will be able to find the end zone too easily again.
he didn't find it at all yesterday.
The
Haven't
Chargers are
found
a
it
good
since
team,
the
though.
first half.
The Chargers are good.
They're finding their stride, too.
I will
They're going to be
say-
scary in the playoffs.
Chargers the only AFC West team that beat the Colts this year.
They're in the playoffs, right? I don't know if they've
They,
clinched.
they
they
clinched with that
clinched
win.
last night.
Okay.
They clinched with that
Yeah.
win, so they're in.
They'll be a scary team. I'm going to do it.
You're not gonna do it.
I'm going to fucking do it.
He hates the
Give
Giants.
me the fucking Indianapolis Colts to take down the New York fucking Giants, baby.
Bring in the new year with a W.
Oh my god, there's something in my gut, and it's telling me I'm probably gonna be wrong, but I'm gonna fucking do it anyway. Give me the Colts over the Giants, 21-17 in New York.
Hey, if we win, I will take it. Because I mean,
Case
But-
can take anything right now.
I don't know about that. I've taken a lot of beatings this year with the Colts and a lot of my teams over the last few years. Michigan's
money
my
line's
saving
plus-
grace this year.
Plus 185 right now. Take it.
You
Do
got
it.
You guys got a little taste of having Mitch Trubisky in your backfield.
No, I don't want him. I'd rather have.
I'm telling you, Nick Foles is going to connect this week with Alec Pierce and Michael Pittman. It's going to happen.
Hopefully.
They're going to get a couple touchdowns in, and that defense is going to hold up because they're not going to be on the field the whole game. Saquon might run him down a little bit, though, but fuck it. We're doing it.
Go Colts.
Go fucking Colts.
All right. If you guys could, I'll do a little
No, we can't.
suggestion here.
Nice.
You guys have DraftKings pulled up, right? That's where I'm
Yes.
getting the scores off of. Pull up DraftKings, and then so you don't have to like think of a score when the rest of us are talking. Just think of a score for the next game.
Okay.
So go ahead and do that. That way, you guys. Tony, we need to make a blooper reel of you just going.
It's true. It would be like a fucking 30-minute long video.
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny.
Of silence.
Silence.
Wait, I didn't take that long to pick the score this time.
No, you
This
didn't.
time.
But there, the last 19 streams, because this is our 20th stream.
That's a lie, sir. Because I've been absent to at least 4.
It's funny because when I edit them, I laugh at those parts because I'm just like, fucking Tony. I need to piece them all together. It's like. All right. Speaking of teams everybody hates, well, that Tony and actually not Tony, Daniel and Steven hate. Actually, Tony, you hate this team too.
Fuck them.
No, the Eagles. I'm cool with the Eagles.
Oh,
I picked them to the Super Bowl.
yeah.
Go.
Doesn't mean you're cool with them. The New Orleans
Well-
Saints, who are coming off a big win in Cleveland, are going into Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. The Eagles are favored by 7 in this game. The over-under is 44. The Saints are refusing to fade away in the NFC playoff race, guys. They're still alive. They can.
Could you imagine if they fucking make the playoffs somehow?
Yeah, that's wild. They can win their division still, which is crazy. But
That'd be so great.
the Buccaneers are trash. So I think whoever plays the Buccaneers in the first round gets. That's basically, I wouldn't call it a bye, but that's an.
Dallas cannot
Yeah.
play them.
I don't know. We'll see. If they do play them, we'll see what happens. That's why we play the games. Haha. I said
Very
it.
worried.
I think Philadelphia is getting a break here. Playing at home. They're playing a lesser opponent here because, let's be honest, the Saints aren't that good this year.
They're just fucking dead.
Yeah, their whole team is injured.
I picked the Saints to win the damn division.
So did I, but this is, if there is an injury riddled team, like I said, the last year it was the Ravens. This year it's the
Yeah.
Saints. The Saints have been
Yes.
injured all year. They can't stay
1000%.
healthy. But Eagles are at home. They are playing to win the NFC East at home against these Saints. I don't see how they don't come out firing from the get-go.
Jalen Hurts might also not play again, but
Yeah, but
He-
Gardner
he's
Minshew,
not-
Minshew Mania. Let's go. You saw what he did against your Cowboys.
yeah, lost.
He
Yeah, but
struggled.
He's just put up 34 points.
No, he only put up 27.
Whatever. What was the final score?
40 to
40.
34.
One was the pick 6.
Huh?
Yeah, one of
Was
the
a pick-
very first score was a pick 6.
Yeah, but still, I mean, he's playing good. You guys are ruining my little momentum here. Talking about the Eagles.
Sorry, go.
Trying to talk them up, and you guys are shitting on me because it's the Eagles.
Fuck
But-
the Eagles.
Fuck 'em.
Anyway.
I forget what I was going to say, but bottom line is I like the Eagles here. I don't know what you guys think.
So just to back up Casey here for Gardner Minshew, it's not really that much of a backup. But
He is a backup.
obviously, the game 34-40 Cowboys win. He went 24 for 40. He did have 355 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. He also had 2 picks. So that kind of fucked him.
One of the picks,
he's-
not his fault. It bounced off
Yeah.
of one of his players.
Both his picks, honestly,
Yeah.
were probably not his
Yeah.
fault.
One was ripped
The,
away. The other one was bounced off a player and that should have caught it. So he should have had 0 picks. Not his fault.
His QBR ended up being an 84.9. So
Yeah.
not too bad, but not great.
It's the 2 picks that ruins it. But
Yeah,
like I
100%.
said, not his fault. But Tony, I'll let you spiel before Daniel goes off. If I was going to give a score prediction, I did not give a score. I do think
Steven?
the Eagles cover here. They do win by 7. They're at home. I'll take the over 44 because I think they're going to score a lot of points. I think the Saints can score some points on this Eagles defense. I'm going to say 31-20. Eagles win.
Ooh, that was close to what I was going to say. I just think the Eagles are gonna come out swinging, like Casey said. They want to make a statement. They want to win at home. They want to clinch this. They want to get it over with. And they have the Saints coming into town, which the poor Saints, they've been beat up all year. I have Philadelphia covering this game. I think Gardner Minshew will do fine. He'll be comfortable. They're at home. They'll run the ball as long as they stick with Sanders, not what's his name that kept
Boston
fumbling.
Scott.
Fucking Boston Scott fumbling the ball. Oh my
Tony
god.
fucking hates that guy.
Hey, I did say, I was like, look at them making Boston Scott a thing, and then he fumbled. I
And
was
then he
like,
fumbled.
oh, Tony's been saying this all year. Stop trying to make Boston Scott a thing.
Yeah,
That was the first and last time you saw him in that game.
I don't think we saw him in the game after. But yeah, I have the Eagles covering. I have them winning by 10 right now, 27-17. So that's the even with the over-under. Yeah, I just have the Eagles coming out swinging in this game. They win the division and the first seed. So that's my take.
All right, so let's get it. Let's clear this. I'm cool with the Eagles. I'm actually, if I'm not rooting for the Steelers, the only person I rooted for to beat the Steelers this year was the Eagles. Just because my brother-in-law is a big Eagles fan, so I have some love for the Eagles.
It's fucking weird
Fuck
because
'em.
they hate each other.
Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, at a point, the Steelers and the Eagles were one, and then they split back up again. But that's history.
What were they called?
It's
The
the
Steagles.
Steagles,
yeah, the Steagles.
the Philadelphia Steagles. Imagine.
That sounds so fucking stupid.
Yeah, they did mesh
Pennsylvania
back in the
Steagles.
day.
Not just because it's the Eagles. That's so dumb. But continue.
It's a thing. Look it up.
Fucking Steagles.
The Steagles.
Anywho,
I hate that franchise so much.
He's
God
like, and they
bless.
meshed with Pittsburgh. I hate them too.
Lord.
All right, Tony, continue.
We're good. Okay. So yeah, Eagles are gonna lock it down. I think this is the week that they lock down not just the division but the 1 seed overall. Gardner Minshew did struggle, but I mean a lot of quarterbacks do their first game. He had a decent game against the Cowboys. He kept it nice and close.
Yeah, he did.
Even with all the injuries, it was a good game. A lot of what hurt him was the turnovers, those not his fault interceptions, and fucking Boston Scott. Hate that guy. But I will give the Eagles a win. I think it'll be a good game, but they're still gonna pull away with it. I think this is when Minshew finds his groove, and they're just gonna take it in the second half. I think they'll blow them out. I will give them the cover for the -7. I'll give them a 42-17 win. I think this is gonna be my
Damn.
somewhat flow. Yeah, I'm telling you, I think they're gonna find their groove. I mean, he was able to find the end zone against the Cowboys. Imagine what they could do against the hurt team.
Mm-hmm.
This is just gonna secure his spot within the team, because I doubt they're gonna want to give him up next year as a backup, especially if he proves himself in this game. So I will take that over, and I will have the Eagles cover that spread.
I will say, if the Colts do pick up another quarterback and not draft one, there's two that I'd be okay with. Baker Mayfield, one of them. Gardner Minshew, the other.
Yeah, man. The Steelers could have picked up Minshew this year. I've been
Mm-hmm.
since the beginning of the season. I was wondering why they didn't.
Oh, he'll be
Think
hot.
they'll try.
Mania.
He'll be hot next year unless the Eagles keep him. So
No, the Colts will get the Mason Rudolph.
fuck. Jesus. Daniel.
Fuck, I just had a stroke. Okay. No, I'm I'm gonna agree with Tony in this. I think the Eagles are gonna get back to where they normally are. If they didn't have so many fucking stupid wins at the beginning of the season and get as ahead of everything as they did, I think it would be a lot closer of a race with that 1 seed in the division and the conference. But they started off like what 10-1, I think. Crazy, like they just kept winning. They kept finding ways to win, and it's paying off for them now that it's coming down to that time. So I think they do secure that 1 seed here against New Orleans. New Orleans is just too beat up. They don't have fucking anybody. I was gonna start naming players, but it'd probably be quicker to name players that aren't hurt.
Start to think of start
Like,
to
is
think
Andy-
of them, and then you have the AOL thing just going.
Andy Dalton still
Yeah.
playing, or is he hurt too?
Andy Dalton's their quarterback right now.
But is he hurt or is he
No,
playing?
he's playing. He played last week.
But yeah, I fucking wrote the score down and then put the thing away. So I'm gonna go Eagles here to clinch the division and the 1 seed, 35-17 over the Saints. I think the Saints put up a couple scores, but ultimately the Eagles get back to their winning ways after a hard loss to the Dallas Cowboys last week. Fuck the Eagles. Let's go.
Here's something else. If Dallas loses, say you guys do lose to Tennessee on Thursday, I don't think that will happen, but say it happens.
Yeah.
Philly can just bench their players. They've locked up the East.
Yeah, that's true,
So-
actually.
So they might not even have to play. I think they will have to play all their players, but
They still
That's the
want that
scenario.
1 seed
mhm.
over Minnesota. I mean, that first round bye will give Jalen Hurts more time to rest too. So
Yep.
I think they need to just
I don't know.
take
It's a
care of
good
business this week and be done with it, and then rest the last week, and then they have their first round bye. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Because let's say you give them the 1 seed, they're gonna have a week off. So Jalen Hurts' next game will be 5 weeks out from when he got hurt.
Yeah, that'll be tough.
I don't know if he
Against
could
the
just jump
quality of
back.
the team.
I
Yeah.
think he'll get reps in the last game because he needs to, get his reps, but he'll play probably like a half.
Not
if
just
anything.
that, we forget that these teams practice pretty hard during the week. So he's gonna get his reps. It's just gonna be against his own team, but he'll get the
Mhm.
Yeah.
reps.
It's different practicing against your own team compared
Oh, it's
to
very different.
playing someone else.
It's different
Because
playing
other
anybody.
teams game planning for
Right.
you, and you just don't know. Like that's why the sport gets so much more intricate than everybody realizes, and I think that's why I enjoy it as much as I do. At least I watch every position on the field. Like there's plays
Same.
where I'll watch the offensive line, I'll watch the linebackers because I know and understand like what
How
you're
it's
supposed
played.
to do in certain scenarios, and it's so fun to watch. You can ask Xander or Janeth, like I'll start screaming penalties that I see on the field, like every play almost. All the damn holding calls that don't get called, and illegal blocking the backs and whatnot. It just
I'll do the
It's
same.
just-
I do the same thing, especially for the line, just because I was a kicker, and if they didn't block, I got pissed at them because I'm like, they're not supposed to hit the kicker.
Yeah.
So you let them hit me, we lose points. That's how
Yeah.
I would tell everybody. So, but it's pretty fun.
Fucking hit him.
Yeah. Oh, I got
Well-
hit. Don't worry.
I'll hit him more.
Hit him more.
regardless,
Break his knee.
fuck
Man
the
and blitz
Eagles.
his ass.
I'm gonna say it as many times as I can, as loud as I can.
What'd you say?
Just trying to piss off Janeth. All right, we can go on.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said about the Eagles. What'd you say?
I said fuck them.
Who? Who? What?
The Eagles. It's okay.
All right. All right. So, as we talked about it last week, the Denver Broncos got their ass beat by the Rams. 31-0 at halftime. They dropped a 50 burger on the Broncos. Their consolation prize is that they fired their coach, Nathaniel Hackett. Nathaniel Hackett is no longer the Broncos coach. Their second prize that they get is they get to play at Arrowhead Stadium against the Chiefs this week. So we'll see how that goes. This is the biggest spread of the week, guys. 13.5 points the Chiefs are favored by, as they should be.
Yep.
I just don't see how this stays a game. I know it's a divisional game, but this is a different team than a normal divisional team that's been playing all year. Did the Broncos and Chiefs already play this year? I'm sure they did.
Well, they're in the same division. There's only 2 games left, so they have to have.
They have
The
to.
Chiefs won 34-28 in Denver.
Yeah, so pretty close game.
So, I mean, the Broncos' defense isn't terrible. Their defense has been keeping them in games. It's like the Colts,
That's when Broncos almost came back against them.
Mhm.
but they didn't. They lost
I
34 to
need to have the
28.
fucking playoff picture here with all the seeds and stuff. Are the Chiefs are in?
Mhm.
Have they clinched the division yet over the Chargers?
Yes,
Yes.
They did, right? Okay.
because the Broncos are 9-6 now.
The Chiefs have clinched the division. The Chiefs, the Bills, and the Bengals are still in line for the 1 seed. The Bengals will probably be eliminated from that this week because they're 2 games. Actually, they're 1 game behind. But if the other 2 win, they can't catch them. So it's between Buffalo and Kansas City, and Buffalo holds that tiebreaker because they beat Kansas City.
Gotcha.
But anywho, I think Russell Wilson and the offense will figure some things out. I think they'll score some points in this game. I do not think they're going to keep up with Kansas City.
No,
I just don't see how that's possible. Unless Kansas City plays like they played against the fucking Colts, because Denver and the Colts are kind of built the same this year. I think Denver is definitely worse because their offense is worse than the Colts offense. I mean, their offense is abysmal.
I mean, you beat them, and
We did beat them by a field goal in that awful game.
no offense.
Probably
Jesus, that was a terrible game.
I wouldn't say it was the worst game to watch this year because there were worse games than this, the Broncos and the fucking Rams. But Kansas City will be content with grinding the Broncos out, and I think they're trying to get a win just ahead of finishing against the Raiders next week, because that's who their opponent is next week. But I think Kansas City at home will, I don't think they'll cruise to a victory, but I think it'll be close for a little while. If Denver's defense can stop Kansas City's offense, it'll definitely be close for a little while. But I don't see Denver's offense really doing much, as they haven't all season. So I'm going to say Kansas City, they're favored by 13.5. I'll have them cover that 13.5. I say they win 28-13 over the Broncos. So that's under 45, and Kansas City covers the spread.
45. No. It's probably a good thing. Who's the interim coach now? Is it like a
whoever was one of their coaches on the side? I saw it yesterday, and I don't remember who it was because I'd never heard of the guy before.
Bobby Boucher.
Bobby Boucher? Yeah, for real. I don't know. I don't know.
The Bourbon Bowl.
Jerry Roseberg.
I just don't know if that's going to unclog Russell Wilson. I mean,
Not just
it's
Russell
not
Wilson,
all-
their entire offense.
Exactly. I mean, I just don't feel like changing the head coach is just automatically going to make him score more points. I mean, because he's just been terrible. There's just been no chemistry within the team. And that's not the coach's fault. I mean, that's the players in the locker room. You saw them get into fights this
Yeah.
Who
last
told
game.
y'all?
I mean,
Who told y'all before the season fucking started that the fucking chemistry in Denver was gonna be dog shit? It was me.
Daniel was right about that game.
yeah, they sold their soul for it.
I was
too.
right about the Raiders and the Vikings, though.
Fuck off, Casey. Talking about the Broncos.
We can all be right, Daniel.
No, we can't. You're wrong.
Even though I'm right. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't have the Broncos keeping up. I mean, I have them scoring 20 points right now. I have the Chiefs winning 38-20, just because I just don't think the Broncos defense just got demoralized last week. I mean, not to their fault, because Russell Wilson decided to throw like 4 interceptions. I just don't see them keeping up. So I have Kansas City covering and the over in this game, just because I think Kansas City alone might be able to get up there, but I don't have them getting up. But over, cover, Kansas City, end of story. Bye. See you later.
Bye-bye. See you later. Ow.
I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I have every offensive player on the Chiefs scoring a touchdown.
Even the linemen.
Travis Kelce's
There you
going to
go.
lateral it to their center.
They're gonna go for 11 touchdowns. Jesus Christ.
I'll give every receiver and what's his name? Patrick Mahomes a touchdown.
I like it.
What is it? I'm gonna take them to a 49 to about 17 win.
Damn.
I'm gonna pick the over. After the Rams showed that they were able to put up that many points, I don't see an explosive offense like the Chiefs struggling
Yeah.
to.
Well, the thing with it is too is how Steven said it was mostly Russell Wilson's fault, fucking throwing 4 interceptions.
Well, and then the locker room chemistry, as you said, fights broke out. And was it in the
Yeah,
locker room,
backup-
Steven?
No, it was on the field. It was
On the
the backup quarterback was like yelling at the lineman.
coach.
Yeah, no, he's yelling at the lineman. They were getting into fights, and that's just
Even though everybody said their sorries at the end of the game and everything, I don't think the chemistry is going to be any better. I think there's still going to be a lot of tension there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give the Chiefs an easy win with that over and with a cover.
God damn, you said 49-17, huh?
The Chiefs cover by themselves.
Yeah.
in that take right there.
Yeah, okay. I agree with the blowout with you guys. Here's a thing too that everyone needs to take into consideration. The Chiefs are playing for the 1 seed. The Chiefs and the Bills are both 12-3 right now, and the Bengals are at 11-4. So the Chiefs still have to win, basically out to get that 1 seed.
To win out and have the Bills lose.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Fucking shit. I want to see their conference standings because that plays a factor. Does it go by division first or conference?
Well, if you win
If
your
you're in the same
division,
record.
Division.
it's your division.
No, but for a 1 seed. So say the Bills and the Chiefs both win out, they finish 14-3 each. Does it
No.
go conference first or division? wins?
conference.
It goes conference, right?
Well, the Bills beat the.
So
Chiefs,
right now they're tied, but the Bills beat the Chiefs, so that's the tiebreaker right now.
That's the
Oh,
tiebreaker.
I didn't even know they fucking played each other. Okay, so the Bills have to lose one for
Correct.
the
Yes.
Chiefs to secure the 1 seed. Okay. Ugh, fuck. Okay. Regardless, the Chiefs, still fighting for it. I'm in complete agreement with you guys here. I don't really need to say more. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, the whole fucking offense should go nuts. It is still a divisional game, and that's why I don't have the score as widespread as Tony. But I'm taking the Chiefs here to shut down the Broncos just like last week and go 36-10. Chiefs win in Arrowhead. I just don't see Denver keeping up.
Chiefs
Possible,
playing next
but
week.
should be a division game next week.
The Raiders.
Speaking of division games next week, the next game here pits the Jacksonville Jaguars against the Houston Texans in a game that does not matter worth shit. Actually, it does kind of matter in the Tankathon, if you want to call it that. Houston loses this game, I think they lock up the 1 seed. So there's that. But Jacksonville has won 4 in a row, I believe. They have won 4 in a row. And I don't think that they will want their offense to stop clicking. They know they got a big game next week. This is a bad day to be a Houston fan. I'm sorry again, John, but I just don't see Houston doing anything. They have nothing to play for. Literally, they have everything to play against with losing. So this is just an easy pick for the Jaguars here because they can't win or lose. They might be in the same boat where they might sit their players
Think they
and
go for another tie?
play next week. The Texans, I don't know, but I don't
That's next
see the Texans offense matching the Jaguars results the past few weeks. The Texans did win last week, I believe. They
Yeah, they
did.
did.
Yeah, they beat the Titans. So they have a winning streak of 1. They are 2-12
And 1.
and 1.
Just to clarify,
Actually,
before
I think they
anybody-
do have to lose both their games because of that tie.
before anybody gives Casey shit for it, the Jaguars have won the last 3 games that they played. They lost to the Lions the week before that.
Oh, they did. Oh,
But just so Casey doesn't get fucking roasted in the chat, I'm protecting you.
thanks, appreciate it. If the Jaguars play all their players, though, I think they win. Did I give you guys a spread?
No.
The Jaguars are favored by 4.5. The over-under is 43. I think 43 points can be scored in this game, especially if all the backups come in for the Jaguars. If that happens, the Texans might win this game.
Mm-hmm.
I will give the Jaguars the win. I will give the Texans the cover because of the unknowns of next week and what the teams are going to do. And I'll say over 43. So, fuck it.
Fuck it.
I just don't know if the Jags will pull their players. I mean, they have so much momentum going right now. Like, is it worth pulling your players and risking all that momentum just for that?
I mean, kinda.
Because the Titans are in a upward spiral and the Jags are total opposite. Do you ruin that just because you want to sit a week?
I mean, it all just depends. Like, it just depends. Like, you can make they make the choice. I mean, you can
I know.
start your entire team, but
I just don't see the logic in that. Like Tennessee, I understand because they're such on a downward spiral that maybe they just need a reset. But since the Jags are such on a roll right now,
But
I
if
just
it
don't like
doesn't
that.
matter, why risk injury to your players? Because that's what you're
Right.
risking there.
I don't know.
the players
It's-
have the experience at this point.
Mhm.
I mean,
They know
they
what to do.
practice every week. Yeah,
They're in the NFL. They know what they're doing.
See,
I get
I get where Steven's coming from because
I get it too, but
yeah, but you also don't on a team that's trending upward, yeah, they know what to do, but you also there's a lot of morale that comes behind a win. So if you take a loss that's insignificant, it still takes a little bit of a hit on your positive morale of we're winning. Let's
can
keep
see
this
that.
going.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I just
I get
don't
it.
see. I don't see the point of doing that, but I see both ways. Like, yeah, you don't want to hurt. You don't want your players to get hurt, but again, you don't also want to risk all that momentum you've built up the last 3 weeks.
Like I said, Houston has everything to lose this game for, because
Houston has that
they literally have the number 1 draft pick in the palm of their hand. All they have to do is lose their last 2 games, and they have it.
But it just really depends on what they're going for, though. I mean, getting the number 1 pick doesn't mean anything really. But I mean, the Texans have played the last 3 games really hard. I mean, the Cowboys game, the Chiefs game, and then they beat the Titans last week. Granted, the Titans are the worst out of those 3 teams. I still have the Jags winning, even if they do pull their players. I like them winning 24-18.
18. That's a fun score.
24-18.
That's 6 field goals.
Good math, Casey. Good
Good.
job.
Or 3 touchdowns with 3 missed extra points.
Fucking clown. What do you got,
Yeah.
Tony?
Or 9 safeties.
That's the under, by the way.
All right. Going back and forth on this one because freaking Jaguars might just bench them, but I doubt they will. I'm gonna give the Jaguars a win. I will fucking Houston. I will give the Jaguars a let's do a 21-16 win over Houston. Just because, like we're discussing, I don't think that Houston will. I'm sorry, I don't think Jacksonville will want to sit out their players. I think they're going to want to at least get that win by playing their starters for 3 out of the 4 quarters, and then they'll consider just taking them out depending on that lead. But I
Yep.
think their momentum is moving positively, and they don't want to lose that, so they're going to try and aim for that win. And just to touch on something, because I saw your face when you went your face, Casey, when Steven said it doesn't matter if you get that one seed.
It does matter.
It doesn't. If you're a team like Houston, they've gotten so many 1 picks and just blown it continuously.
He's got a
So,
point.
so you think they pass it on to the Bears here and be like, you guys can fuck it up this year. We'll take the second best guy.
Well, here it just depends on what they're looking for. I mean, the Bears don't need a quarterback, but the Texans probably do. So if Chicago gets the 1 pick, it doesn't matter what they pick because the Texans are probably going to get a quarterback.
Yeah, Houston will take either Stetson Bennett or C.J. Stroud. I feel like
Hmm.
if they're
Because the
smart.
Bears aren't going to get a quarterback. They have Justin Fields, and he's starting
Personally-
to mature now.
In terms of the draft, I think Stetson Bennett's the best quarterback in college football. That's just I just wanted to throw that out there.
He's as old as Joe Burrow is too.
Yeah, he's a 5-year senior. He's fucking good.
I mean, knowing the Texans are probably going to end up getting like Duggan.
Keep him in Texas.
Yeah. Something stupid. That franchise, man. It's great.
It's terrible.
So Steven kind of convinced me there a little bit with that momentum. I see your point, and it makes a lot of sense. The only way Jacksonville benches their players, I feel like, is if they blow out Houston, like early. Like it goes like 38-10 and they're in the 3rd quarter. And at that point you can kind of, start
that makes
settling.
sense.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be that big of a blowout though. I think the Texans have been competing a lot with the teams that they've been playing. They almost beat the Cowboys. That was a bad week. Even though the Cowboys won that week, that was a bad week for Dallas. But I'm going to take Jacksonville to win this game. With the rest of you, I think we're all on board with that.
Yeah.
Nobody sees Houston. Houston could win this game.
They
But
can.
I think it's actually going to be a pretty close one. I got Jacksonville winning 28-20 over Houston.
Like
All right.
it.
I like it too. We go from a game with no meaning to a game with a lot of meaning. The Carolina Panthers are heading into Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. The Panthers can win the NFC South with road wins at Tampa Bay and at New Orleans to end the season, back to back. The Buccaneers will finally take care of the division title by winning it at home this week, I believe. I think if they win this week, they win it. But Carolina is the thorn in their side right now. Do you guys think Tom Brady can pull another one off and win this game? Because Carolina looks really good right now.
I hope not. I hope not, man. I'm so tired of Tom Brady and his bullshit. Just die. No, don't die, but like, just stop. Stop
it's hard
winning.
because like he's struggled so much this season, and his defense has just literally kept him in the game enough to have him win it at the end.
It's been nuts.
Annoying as fuck.
It's been nuts. He does not go away.
He really doesn't.
He haunts the NFL. He's gonna end up in the Super Bowl. Watch.
God, I hope not.
If they make the playoffs, watch the fuck out.
Yeah, I think Tom Brady. I think there's a stat somewhere where he's been in over 20% of all Super Bowls. Did you know that?
That's crazy.
That's an insane stat. But the Buccaneers are favored by 3. They are at home. The over-under is 39 in this game. At the beginning of the season, I didn't think the Panthers would do shit. They really haven't done shit yet because they do have a losing record, but we won't talk about that. They're in position to win their division. The NFL, I think, needs to go to the top teams in each league.
Conference.
Just think
like 1 through 6 or 1 through 7?
1 through 7 in each.
Yeah, because it's kind of bullshit. It's getting, having like,
yeah, it's getting crazy here. But there was that Seattle team that brought us the Beastquake. Yep. I think they hosted a really good New Orleans team at home, and they beat them. So
I think it was a year after the Super Bowl.
I don't know.
I forgot what year it was.
It was a while ago. But here's the other thing. I've been picking against Carolina all year, and they've been winning. And I've been picking Tampa Bay a lot this year, and they've been losing. Something's got to give here.
Pick Tampa Bay.
I'm actually going to pick Carolina.
God damn it.
I'm taking Carolina in this game. Straight up, they are plus 135. I think they win this game. Here's the thing. Is Tom Brady going to let them win at... He's going to let the Panthers steal the South? He's going to let him happen?
After they fired their coach, gave away their best player.
They're still in it. It's crazy. This is a hard pick. But I'm going to stick with it. I'm sticking with the Panthers. The 1 week I pick them, they're going to fucking lose. Watch. Always happens. But Panthers cover the 3. Take the Panthers straight up plus 135. I'll take the over 39 because that's a really low spread. And the Panthers have been putting up some points lately. I know the Buccaneers have a pretty good defense, but I think 40 points will be scored in this game.
This game is probably the hardest game I've had to pick. Just because I just don't trust Tom Brady.
That's a bad idea.
I know, but I mean,
he doesn't trust him because Tom Brady is on his fantasy team, and he.
Well, it doesn't matter anymore. But I just don't trust him. Like even against the Cardinals this past week, I mean, it took him 50 minutes to finally remember how to play football. Granted, I think Arizona knew what was coming, but I just don't know. I was gonna go Panthers also, but fuck it. Panthers, let's go. 24-21. Panthers 24-21 win the South. I hope that's the better matchup for the Cowboys in the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely would be. I do not want to play Tampa Bay in the playoffs. It's the one team I don't want to fucking play, and we're going to end up playing them.
The Panthers not only have to win this week, they do have to beat the Saints next week too. So they have to win 2 games to lock up the South. They control their own destiny. They can still fuck it up though. So
yeah, very possible. I don't. You guys are kind of talking me into the Panthers. It's tough. It's a tough game. It's a tough game, but no matter how much I like the Panthers in it, I'm gonna have to go with the Bucks because Tom Brady just keeps doing it. He keeps coming back, especially after that divorce. It's different football.
He's not being cursed anymore.
Correct. The curse is over. Not just that, but Leonard Fournette finally remembered how to football last week.
Yeah, that guy's a beast.
The guy started running again. He's been struggling all season. He finally got some good points, not just on fantasy, but he had a ton of yards. So I think if they could play that kind of football again, Tom Brady's second half kind of football where he's flinging it out there for a comeback win, I think they could take it. So I am going to take Tampa Bay with a 21-18 win. So that puts me over, and they just cover. It's a field goal.
Tampa Bay. I'm so scared of Tampa Bay for just we can't play against them. I don't know what happens. Like fucking Tom Brady has some like fucking pagan voodoo over the Cowboys. It's insane. I'm gonna take Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this game, just because what's on the line, and Tom Brady does not lose games when there's shit on the line. He just doesn't. Okay, he does it very rare because it has happened, but it's very, very rare that it does happen. So I had Carolina initially, but you guys both picked them, so I changed my mind because the more you talk bad about Tom Brady, the more it just makes sense in my head to pick him. So I'm gonna take the Bucks here on a last-second field goal, just like fucking the rest of their games this season. Tampa Bay wins this game 24-22 at the last second. Oh, within the last minute. I won't say last second, but last minute for sure. So that puts you at 46 on the over-under. That's over. And 2 points. So Carolina does cover that +3.
Excellent. Next game, we got another divisional matchup. We have the Bears going into Detroit to take on the Lions. The Lions got a defensive wake-up call by getting pounded on the ground by Carolina last week. That was a surprising game for me last week. I thought Detroit was going to destroy them, and the opposite happened. Game was not even close.
Yeah, I was upset about that.
You think that'll give the Bears any confidence to run the ball on the Lions and get them the win?
No.
Me neither. Lions are going to be at home. The Lions are favored by 6 in this game. The over-under is 52. Oh, that, to me, for this game, I think that's a high spread. I think that is a very high spread. So I would definitely take the under in this game. But I do think the Bears will score points on the Lions. I don't think they're going to score a lot of points to make it over 52. What's the score got to be there? Like 28-25, something like that? I don't see that happening. I do think the Bears will play the Lions tough. The Lions are still alive in the playoff race, no?
Yeah,
Technically,
that's what I'm
yes.
looking at.
Barely.
They're hanging by a
So-
thread.
So the Packers and the Lions are both 7-8. And
Oh, they're
that's-
definitely in it.
That's it. Yeah, they're the only two in it as of right
They're
now.
half
They
a game
would-
behind Washington.
Seattle
they
also
need-
still in it.
Yeah. And
So Washington and New York lose out, and the Lions and the Packers win out. They're both in.
wow. That's crazy.
It's a tie.
One of the teams can lose and they can still get in if they win out. So
Oh, the Seahawks are 7-8.
Yes.
Seahawks are
So they're in
Seahawks.
it too.
Still there.
We're not saying that Green Bay, Detroit, Seattle, Washington, and so say Washington, New York both lose the game. Seattle, Detroit, Green Bay all win out. I think Seattle and Detroit get in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
As of right now.
Green Bay also needs Seattle and Detroit to lose the game too.
They're-
So
Green Bay
They need a lot
plays
of help.
Detroit though. At the end of the year.
oh, okay. So then there you go. That might be a determining who goes to the playoffs. Could be your last game of the year, Sunday night game that they have every year.
And
But
the Packers play the Vikings and then the Lions. So
Tough road.
but that's later.
Yeah, that is tough. I think the Lions bounce back here. I think they win this game. I think the Bears keep it closer, though. So I think the Bears cover the 6. I say the Lions win 24-20 at home against the Bears. So it's under 52. Bears cover, but Lions win.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna pick the Lions still in this game. I just don't think the Bears have it in them. they've kind of given up, but Justin Fields still can run all over the field, and the Lions still technically have one of the worst rush defenses in the league. They've gotten much better, but Justin Fields is a different monster themselves. I still have the Lions winning. They're shaping up to be a really good team next year, which could be really exciting. But I have them winning 24-20.
So same exact score I have.
Yeah, Bears covering with the under for that game. But should be a good game. It's a divisional game, so we all know how divisional games are. They're closely played
Usually,
usually.
yeah. What do you got, Tone?
So Chase Claypool was kind of a buzz for him, huh?
He was a bust last year for you guys.
He's a dependable receiver. Well, he was for us.
Don't defend him.
He played pretty well in
No,
Pittsburgh.
but dude had really good hands. Like he was there when you needed him to catch it. That was a lot of last year. We had what's his name, Ben Roethlisberger, that relied a lot on him. When obviously he wasn't able to run out, he would just chuck it and Claypool would catch it.
And then he would
So that's
celebrate
what-
for a first down and then lose
Exactly, and then it was over.
again.
Anywho, it sucks that he's a bust for the Bears. I like the dude. He's good. Apparently not for the Bears. Justin Field doesn't want him.
It's because he runs
But-
the ball.
I'm gonna give the win to the Lions as well. I want to try and figure out a score that's under. I'm gonna say 23-17 win for the Lions, which is a 5-point difference. So it keeps the Bears to cover. Like you said, I think the Lions are projecting upward, and I think they still have. They're gonna make it into the playoffs somehow. I think they're gonna squeeze their way in. I just think the Bears are struggling a bit too much for me to be able to justify a win for them. Plain and simple.
It's wonderfully said, Tony.
Beautiful.
I'm in the same boat as you, though. Chicago just doesn't have enough, in my opinion. True, it is a divisional matchup, but it's in Detroit. I think that Detroit crowd's going to bring it this week, and I think they're going to bounce back pretty hard. They've been playing well all season. I literally say this every week. Detroit has played well all season. They just have to close their games out. That's their biggest. I just hit my microphone. Their biggest downfall this season is that they just don't close games out. Last week they kind of got blown out, but every other game throughout the season they've been close. They've hung on, even to teams like fucking Philly and the higher ranked teams. But I like Detroit here to bounce back pretty well. I don't think Chicago's going to score a lot. I'm going to go 27-14 Detroit. So Detroit covers 6 points, and you are under. 52 is pretty high for this game.
That's what I thought too when I initially saw it. So I'm
I
like,
don't think
that's a
there's gonna
lot
be-
of points.
I
But
think
a
they're
lot of
figuring that
scoring.
no
That-
defense is going to be
that
played.
might come down a lot by the time they kick off. So it might not be
Yeah.
52 by the time they. I know it definitely won't be 52, but it's not going to go higher. It's definitely going to go.
Because
lower.
I was thinking like I was putting up like decent numbers, but I'm only at 41 points.
Yeah.
52 is pretty fucking high.
Mm-hmm.
But who
I
knows?
agree.
Watch them go for 70.
Yeah, could happen. Be the highest scoring NFL game in NFL history.
38-35. Let's go.
Would have thought. I mean, this last week, who would have thought the Rams and the Broncos were going to have the highest scoring game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the
Well,
Rams
really,
had the highest
had
scoring.
the highest scoring.
Should have had them at a 12-13 win.
Yeah, you said
Crazy.
under for sure in that one.
We
Yeah.
all did.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Rams by themselves doubled the over under.
I think I picked 6-9 that game.
All right. Next game, we got the Dolphins going into Foxborough to take on the Patriots. The Patriots are favored by 2.5 in this game. The over-under is 42. The Dolphins are on a 4-game skid, and the Patriots are on a 2-game skid. You guys think they're going to tie this week or what?
No.
So this is a very, very heart-tearing decision for me this week. I hate this game.
Why is
I'll
that?
get on. I'll get. Okay. So obviously, I'm still rooting for the Steelers to make it, which means that the Dolphins have to lose out, which means that if they lose out, they need to take this loss. But the Patriots need to win this one and will lose next week, which is very possible because I think they play the Chiefs. So it's very highly probable that it could happen. And that's just the optimistic Steelers fan trying to make this happen.
Wait,
But
who plays the Chiefs
I
next
fuck-
week?
The
I think the
Patriots.
Patriots play the
No,
Chiefs
next week everybody plays divisional opponent.
They play the
I think
the
the Chiefs
Bills.
play the Raiders.
They play the Bills next week.
There you go.
So equivalent.
Yes, the equivalent in their division. So it might happen. That's just the
It's very
Steelers fan in me
possible.
wanting them. Yeah,
It's very possible.
but I fucking hate the Patriots, so I don't want them to win.
I hate them too.
I
Don't
hate-
worry, Tony. You're not the only
I
one.
hate them more than the Dolphins.
I think everybody hates the Patriots. Don't worry, except Patriots fans.
And if you're a Patriots fan, fuck you too. How about that? Boom.
Oh shit! All right. Do you guys have a lot to say about this game? I mean,
It's
no,
tough.
Hey, no Tua though. Tua's
Yeah,
back
that's why.
in concussion protocol.
That's
He
why the
probably
Patriots
won't
are
play.
favored.
Yeah, only reason.
I actually have the Patriots winning this game. I don't think the Dolphins are going to win this game. The Dolphins just let the Packers just beat them at home. The Dolphins needed that game and they gave it up. Also, if the Patriots win this game, I think they jump the Dolphins in the standings. No, they're one game behind. They would have the tiebreaker if they win this game. I know they.
No,
I think so.
they would. They are one game behind.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the tiebreaker scenario would be there, but I do like the Patriots here. I like the over 42 as well. I think both teams will be able to score here. I'll give it a 28-27 game, 1 point win, game-winning field goal for the Patriots. So Dolphins cover. Actually, Dolphins do cover, and Patriots get the win over 42.
Tough.
I keep making picks, and every time we go, I want to switch.
It's because we're
I hate this
logical.
week. I texted Casey earlier. It might have been to all you guys. I think it might have just been to Casey. But I texted him. I was like, the NFL is fucked this week. There's so many games that could just go either way.
On paper,
Easy
there's a lot of
thing.
good games.
Yeah, we'll see. See what happens.
I mean, Tua being out this week doesn't help this choice.
Because the Dolphins could absolutely still win this game with him out.
Exactly. I mean, I still think the Dolphins are the better team offensively. I just don't think the Patriots have a good enough offense to keep up, especially with Tyreek Hill and Waddle and Weddle and all them. I still think the Dolphins will pull this out. So, give me the Dolphins winning. I think it's gonna be a close game, especially without Tua. Let's go 24-23. Dolphins win.
Mm.
So Dolphins obviously straight out, and then that is the over.
Is Teddy Bridgewater back and healthy?
It should be. It's been a while.
Because he's the second string quarterback there. But I know he was hurt earlier in the season too. Nobody knows, huh?
No
Nope.
idea.
Just keep going. Keep going. I'll figure it out.
That's
I'm gonna.
it.
I mean, like you were going.
I said my piece. I need the Patriots to win this week, lose next week. I need a Jets loss, and I need a Dolphins loss throughout. So I'm gonna give the Patriots a 24-21 win, just to get the Steelers in.
It's
So that puts
over
me-
for your Steelers. Stop having hope. It's over. They're done. They're out. They're going to be out. They're going to be done this week. Okay, bye.
You're just mad because you lost to Steelers.
I'm just mad because I'm a Colts fan.
You
How about
stay-
that?
You stay losing.
Mad about his whole fucking season.
I'm mad about my whole season, Tony. Michigan's my
Casey,
saving
you wanna-
grace this year.
They're gonna lose too.
Fuck.
Anywho, yes, I will give the. It's all these games suck. They're just difficult. So I'm gonna give the Patriots a 24-21 win on over the last few minutes.
I like it. So, Teddy Two Gloves will be suiting up. It says in the Fin Fanatic website that Teddy Bridgewater will probably be playing for the rest of the season.
Yeah, Tua got his like third concussion. I know it's technically
Yeah.
2 according to the Dolphins, but he had 3,
Yeah.
as we all saw in that
So-
first game.
Is that
Um,
dude even standing?
Teddy Bridgewater is a good quarterback. I would put Teddy Bridgewater on the same level as Tua. He's a good quarterback. And Tua's not like crazy good. He's good, but like, I would put those two quarterbacks on the same level. So I am still going to take Miami here in New England. Straight up right now, they're plus 130. And obviously, they would cover the 2.5, but then the straight up 130 under. I like over. I think it's going to be a lot of scoring in this game. I feel like this game and the previous game should be flip flopped in the total points scored, because this should be higher, I feel like. Regardless, I'm going to give Miami the win here. Let's say 31-27. 31-24. 31-24 Dolphins. I think Teddy Bridgewater is going to come back and he's going to play really well. I'm done.
Excellent. Next game, you have the Cleveland Browns going into Washington to take on the Commanders. The Commanders are 2.5-point favorites here, and they're fighting for their playoff lives. The over-under is 40.5. If the Commanders win their next 2 games, are they in? They're in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
if the Commanders and the Giants win their 2 games, they're in, because they're still the 6 and 7.
Yeah, Cleveland's been eliminated, so they don't really have a lot to play for. They just Deshaun Watson reps, pretty much. I think the Commanders have what it takes to take out this Cleveland team, but I will not be surprised if Cleveland wins this game. If Cleveland wins this game, it pretty much eliminates the Commanders from the playoffs. So I think with the Commanders with more to play for here, they win. They eke it out. I think it's a close game. I think they win by about 5. Let's call it 31-26, something like that. So I like the over 40 because I think both these teams can score on each other. Washington does have a good defense. So does Cleveland, but I think they can both score on each other. So Washington covers at 2.5, over 40.5.
I personally like Washington in this game just because I think Chase Young made a pretty good impact last week. Yeah, they lost, but I mean, he was pretty noticeable. And that Washington team definitely missed him this whole year. And like you said, they're fighting for their playoff lives. I mean, if they make the playoffs this year, if the whole division makes the playoffs this year, that's going to be insane.
Spoiler, I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think so either, because they still have.
Can happen now.
It can happen, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Because Washington plays the Cowboys next week, so that's going to be tough for them. And then the Giants, I think, play the Eagles next week.
Yep. Yeah, they do.
So I think the division will kick themselves out, honestly. Anyway, I think the Commanders will win the game, keep their playoff hope alive, win by 4, so they're going to cover. Chase Young will make another good contribution to the defense and have him keep that Deshaun Watson contained, win 28-24 with the over.
Commanders have too much to fight for right now. They have too much to lose. The Browns are out. Plain and simple. They're gonna have a tough game, but the Commanders should come out on top. So I'm gonna give them a 31. Let's say 31-27 win over the Browns. So that puts me over and the cover. Plain and simple. They got to make playoffs. They're going to try.
Yeah, I agree.
I also agree. Steven's throwing his hands down there because the Stars just scored in the last minute of the game to take the lead. Where we at? Commanders, Browns. Threw me off.
Browns.
I am taking my first lone wolf of the week. We should get a soundboard, a soundboard where if somebody does that, there's like a wolf howl. That'd be pretty cool.
And then we'll have like a explosion for like the blowout of the week.
Yeah.
We need a soundboard.
I like that. Fuck
I
yeah.
have one.
I'll
next
get one
season,
soon.
guys. Next season. You guys like watching our videos? We're gonna get them. We're gonna do it.
Donate.
I jumped ahead a couple of games because Casey said to have scores ready, so I started doing it. This game, however, I am going to take Cleveland. Like Steven said, that the division will probably weed itself out. The bottom half of the division, at least, the Giants and the Commanders. Don't think anybody really thought those two teams would be where they are right now, but they've played a good season. I'm not gonna discredit them or anything. They played a solid season. They do have to close out with the Cowboys and the Eagles, though. So unless those two teams are resting players, I don't see them sneaking into the playoffs. However, the other teams that are fighting to get in, they still have a tough schedule ahead of them too. Like most of the teams there have tough games to play. So it's all up in the air right now for the wild card, except for obviously Dallas clinched that spot already at the 5 seed. So having said all of that, I like Cleveland to win this game 23-20 in Washington. I think I don't know. I don't know. I like that score, that take. I was gonna go somewhere with that, but I don't know where it was, so I blanked out.
He lost it. He
Yeah.
lost it, guys. He had a speech all written up, and he was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna go with this.
The cymbal monkey in my head loaded up and then blew up. So
I don't know. You kind of debating switching, but no.
the Browns
no,
have
it's
a
too late.
solid
It's too
spot.
late.
Like I think that these two teams are pretty evenly matched. I like where the spread is at 2.5, but I think Cleveland is just gonna. I just feel like Cleveland's gonna win this game. Take them at plus 110 right now.
Something's telling me to switch.
Are you
Do
gonna
now
do
think
it?
about-
forever hold your peace.
I'll think about it.
Are you gonna do it?
I'll think
You
about
got to
it.
do it now or never.
We're about done with this segment, Tony. So it's time to pick.
You got 20 seconds on the clock.
You got 6.
No, I got it.
All right,
don't
he's
know.
sticking with the Commanders. Go.
All right,
Go to the
cool.
next one.
Next game.
Jesus.
The Arizona Cardinals are going into Atlanta to take on the Falcons. The Falcons are 3.5-point favorites. The over-under is 41. All I can say is the Cardinals are fucking dog shit. They
Yeah,
fucking suck, dude. They fucking stink. And so get this. Colt McCoy should be their starting quarterback this week, but he is in concussion protocol. So they might go with Trace McSorley, who played for Penn State, awesome quarterback. I think he will do good things later
He was playing
in
this
his
week.
career. Yeah, he was playing because Colt
He
McCoy
looked
got knocked
pretty
out with
good.
concussion. I like that guy. I like him a lot. I think when he's developed, he's like Ellinger. I like Ellinger a lot too. I think if they both develop a lot more, they will be starters later in their careers.
Yep.
But both these teams have backup quarterbacks. Desmond Ridder is the starting quarterback for the Falcons. He took an L last week as well. This is a toss-up for two terrible teams with birds as their mascots. That's basically what this comes down to. Isn't it sad that the better game being played this weekend in that stadium is Ohio State and Georgia the day before?
I mean, it is the college football playoff.
Yeah, there will be more people. It'll be louder for that game. And
Yeah.
That's funny because that game has both stadiums for the playoffs.
Oh, that is funny. That is funny. The
Oh,
Cardinals
yeah.
and Falcons stadiums are both hosts to the semifinals. So that is
Fun
kind of funny.
facts with Steven. All right.
FFS,
FFWS.
WS.
Stupid.
Spread. Let me get to that. I think I already said it. The Falcons are
Yeah,
favored by
you said
3.5. The over
3.5,
41. Yeah.
Yeah, you said that.
I like the Falcons here. Just like I said earlier, the Cardinals fucking suck.
Yep.
They're not good.
True.
I like the Falcons at home. They defend their home. Neither team is really playing for anything. I do think it's a close game, though. I'll give the Falcons a 3-point win. So Cardinals cover. Let's call it 20-17. Cardinals lose 2017. Falcons win. Falcons cover. That is under 41.
Just a side note. For the Cardinals, JJ Watt announced he's retiring after this year.
That
After
is
the birth of
true.
his
I saw
child.
that today.
JJ Watt.
What?
We got to see him in
What?
his last game in Houston
We did.
3 years ago.
Something like that. We're old.
Yeah, back in the COVID days. But I specifically I don't have much for this game just because this is one of those games, like I said, backup quarterbacks. It's basically the Rams Broncos game last week. I have the Falcons winning just because they're at home, winning on a last second touchdown, 21-20. So the Cardinals cover. and that's even with the spread right now, or the over under. So Falcons winning on the last second touchdown, 21-20 in their home stadium.
Tony, you
I
fuck.
blame the Cardinals for JJ Watt wanting to retire. Playing for a dog shit team like that makes anyone want to retire. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna give the Falcons the win just because they have the better team overall. Not really much to say about this one. They both struggle. They both are on the end of their division. So I'm gonna give them a 3-point win, just because they're, in terms of their teams, I feel like they're pretty evenly matched. I think they're both gonna struggle scoring on each other. So I will give them a 21-24 win at home. The end.
I'm gonna be honest with
Very
you guys.
close game.
Huh?
What?
Go ahead.
No,
No,
you're good.
I'll finish it with this. Go ahead.
Okay. I don't know what I was gonna say now. Go.
Be honest with you guys, this is probably not making the TikTok. this game
It's
just
just a
so
rough-
bad.
It's just a game.
It doesn't mean anything either. I mean, this is a pride
Yeah.
game for the young quarterbacks. Well, Colt McCoy's not that young, but
If he
no,
plays,
you said it's fucking McSorley.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I'm probably gonna get to it when I'm posting them on TikTok and be like, skip.
Skip.
So we'll move on to the
Fucking
next game.
Christ. Let's go.
49ers are heading into Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. I don't think the 49ers are getting very much respect here because they're only favored by 6. I think they should be favored by more. The over-under is 45. 49ers have a 8-game winning streak going. The last time they lost was week 7 against the Chiefs.
I think they started like 3-4
Urban.
or 3-5. Because
They started 3 and 4.
They started the season by losing to the Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because they lost Jimmy in the first game.
And then
no?
they lost
Or
to the
Trey Lance.
Broncos.
They lost Trey Lance in the first game, and then they lost Jimmy later on. That's what it was.
I got to say, that might have been the worst game of the year, the Broncos and 49ers, because that game ended 11-10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they fucking figured it out now. They have clinched their division. So, yeah.
Yeah, they started 3-5, and they've
Yep.
won 8
The rest
straight.
of their games since.
Yeah.
Yep.
8 straight games since. So
That's insane.
they are rolling into Las Vegas, where Tony
The house
Steelers
loses?
just beat. So I think if the Steelers can beat them, they're going to get ripped by the 49ers. And they will, that stadium, the black hole, will be the red hole. That sounds gross. Let's just call it like.
Leave that in. Please leave that in.
That's. I'm sorry for saying that.
Fuck yeah.
The black hole will be red. How about that?
At least
Love
it didn't
red
say
holes.
pink or brown.
It's
So
gonna be bloody with 49er fans. I'm gonna
God
stop
bless.
talking now. But I'll just give my picks. 49ers win. I think they blow them out. I think it's 31-10. And
How about we?
lock of the week,
lock of the week.
31-10. That's
about-
under 45 though. So
Oh yeah.
How about we just get through this one? Is there anyone going for the Raiders here?
I have
Raise a hand.
49ers
Just give scores.
35-17.
35-10 Niners.
Just to clarify, the Niners only have 4 losses, by the way.
Yeah.
So that's a thing.
I think I counted a
got 'em-
preseason loss on accident.
I got them going 42-17. Big.
Yeah,
Big.
so,
There
There you go.
Any
Vegas isn't going
weapons.
to be able to do shit.
The end.
This next
The
game,
Yeah.
fucking end.
this next game's kind of terrible too. The Jets
Go,
and the
do it.
Seahawks.
Let's go.
Hang on.
Both these teams are playing for playoffs.
Oh, they are. Okay, it's
Yeah.
not so terrible.
It's not terrible.
Where the fuck is this game?
They also have the same records as in Seattle. He's talking about on the screen. That's why it's funny.
Get out of here. Okay. The New York Jets are heading into Seattle to take on the Seahawks. These Jets are actually favored by 2 in Seattle. The over-under is 42. The Jets are getting Mike White starting at quarterback and probably are done with Zach Milton Wilson for good. Daniel, you love that guy.
Fuck Zach Wilson, pussy.
So they're done. They already announced it that he's no longer even the backup. He's third.
Good.
Yeah, they put him in
He's a
the
bitch.
deserve to be there.
I mean, did you hear the fans last week?
I would have fired him. Fuck your contract, bitch.
Ooh. The Jets didn't do shit last week, did they? What was the score in that game?
Nope.
I don't remember,
Nah,
but I
'cause
just remember it was bad.
No, they were booing him, and
They
then
did do something. They benched them.
yeah, it took
Oh
him-
yeah, they
took
lost
him too
19
long.
to 3 to the Jaguars on Thursday Night Football. That's what it
Yep.
was. So, they're bad too, but somehow still in playoff contention. They are 7-8, one game out. I think they get eliminated pretty soon though. They could get eliminated this week. So there's that there. But I think New York can move the ball well with the running game inside, passing game on the road. The Seahawks offense is now more limited around former Jet Geno Smith. So here's your Geno Smith game for you, Daniel.
I don't
Full
wanna talk about
circle.
I like the Seahawks here. I think the Seahawks win at home. The Jets are, it's going to be too loud. The Jets are trying to figure some shit out. They're both fighting for playoffs, and I think the Seahawks just have the edge at home as the underdog. They are plus 110. I would take that. I will probably take the over 42, though, because I think both teams will be able to score on each other. Geno Smith gets it done against his old team, though. So
I'm sorry if I missed this. Did we say who's starting for the Jets?
It's
Mike White.
Yeah, he's back.
He's back.
Ribs are
After
not
he
broken.
got fucking murdered
Hey, Mike
Yeah.
White. Yeah, after he got murdered by the Bills
twice.
twice. Remember the
Yeah.
slow-mo replay I had you watch? You were like, "Oh my god, it looks worse."
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Anybody
Did
else
you
want to give a
finish?
take on
Oh,
this?
I
one?
did. I
I'm
did.
waiting for the other two.
Sorry, I didn't know you finished. Yeah, I like the Seahawks in this game. They're at home. I just don't think the Jets are playing with what's the word I'm looking for? I just don't think they're playing really good right now. They've struggled. They've been flipping through quarterbacks a lot. Seattle's playing at home, which is already a big benefit to them. So I have them winning 24-20 at home to keep their playoff hope alive. And so that's the over as well.
I said my piece earlier. I need the Jets to lose. So obviously, I'm rooting for the Seahawks. I mean, I think half of the NFL season for every single team has been cycling through quarterbacks. That's just the name of this game, the season. It's like, let's see who has a better cycle.
Yeah.
I think Geno Smith has a lot more chemistry than White does with the Jets, so he'll be able to push them through for that win, especially on a home crowd.
Yeah, that's going to play a big factor.
Yep. So I think the Seahawks will pull this one away, and it'll secure a higher standing for the Steelers. Because fuck the Jets. They were cool. They were cool until Zach Wilson messed them all up. I was cool with them.
We all were. We were all making jokes and everything, and then he said that, and then all of a sudden the whole football field hated him.
It's over. The whole team went down. But yeah, I'm giving the Seahawks a win. Geno's gonna pull them out for a win. I'm gonna say 31-27 win. The end. So over +2.
Beautiful. Like I said earlier, before we kind of got into this one, these two teams are both 7-8, fighting for their playoff hopes, and I think they're pretty evenly matched. Zach Wilson is donezo in New York. Good for them, because that guy is a little punk, and just ever since he came out and just like the blame thing with the offense when they got blown out of the water, they scored like 3 points in one game, and he just wouldn't take the blame. It's just I just don't have respect for that guy. I don't know. I like Seattle here too. I don't know why New York's favored. Honestly, it's in Seattle. That home crowd is going to be loud as fuck. They're playing for their playoff lives. I like Geno Smith here. Is fucking who's their running back? The big dude. What's his name? No, the other one. He got hurt for a while. I don't know.
He's still out.
He's still out? Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, Zach Wilson to the Colts next year. Thanks.
No. Talk about Michael Carter.
Zach Wilson or Russell Wilson to the Colts? I think Xander might have said that earlier. The other Wilson. That's what he was talking about. What an asshole.
He finally got it.
I thought about it for like 2 minutes and I was like, I don't know who the fuck that is. Let's go.
Oh,
It wouldn't be a bad thing with that Colts line. They would be getting to him so hard. They would just they would
Just
just
ruin his
end
career.
him. They would
We'll
just
do,
end
we'll do
Zach
some things
Wilson
with
and-
that line by the end of the year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
make it worse.
You
It's
gotta make
fucking better.
did you ever make your pick, Daniel? Or did you get distracted?
No, not yet. I'm taking Seattle with you guys here at home. I think did we all take Seattle? I
Yeah.
think so, right? I have it in a pretty close game though. I like Seattle here 28-24. But yeah, 52.
All
So
right.
over.
So we have 4 games left, and they're all meaningful games. So we will talk about
Yep.
these games. The Minnesota Vikings are heading into Lambeau Field to take on the Packers. Does anybody know how cold it's going to be in Lambeau this weekend? Somebody want
As
to that up
fuck.
while I go over the spreads? The
got it.
Packers are favored by 3. The over-under is 48. The last time these two teams played in Minnesota was on September 11th. The Vikings won 23-7. I don't think that's going to happen this time. I think you're going to have a much closer game. The Packers are fighting for their playoff lives. The Vikings have already clinched the North, so they're just going for the 1 seed. If they lose this game, that pretty much eliminates them from the 1 seed and gives them kind of a bye week next week with their starters. I think the Vikings have gotten kind of lucky this year.
I agree.
They've won, like I said, they set an NFL record when they beat the Giants. They have won 11 games by 1 possession. That's pretty insane, but you got to be kind of lucky to get that kind of a stat there. They did get the win in all the games, which is why they're still top of their division and they're in line for the 1 seed. But I think the Packers are going to be relentless here. They're fighting for their playoff lives. If they lose, they're out. I want them to win this game so they can set up a showdown with the Lions next week after the Lions win their game and winner goes to the playoffs. That would be really fun to watch. So give me the Packers in Lambeau. I think they win by exactly 3. I'm going to say 27-24, game-winning field goal over the Vikings. This game might even go into overtime. So 27-24, that is over 48. And Packers cover the 3.
This should be a really good game, especially in Lambeau. It really just depends. Are they going to let Aaron Jones run the ball, Casey?
I don't know. It doesn't matter anymore for me.
God, like every time, like they had AJ Dillon in there for some reason, and he fumbled the ball, and then they just kept AJ Dillon in there,
And they
took
put him
Aaron
in the
Jones
next
out.
play. And he's like, oh, I was so upset. I had Aaron Jones in fantasy, and he just needed to score like 10 more points. And AJ Dillon scored like 10 more points, so I fucking lost in my big money league.
Sorry, buddy.
Playing for my money back next week.
Yeah,
At least
I like the Packers in this game. They're playing at home, playing for their playoff lives. The Vikings are kind of, I mean, they've won the division. It's going to be tough for them to get the 1 seed still because they still have to win out.
And have things
But-
happen.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then the Eagles still have to lose. I mean, at this point, they might just be taking some time. But I just have the Packers winning. They're playing for their lives. It's going to be a loud crowd. It's going to be cold probably. What's the temperature going to be?
the high is 36 on Sunday, the low is 30, so it's not going to be
Oh, it's
that
not going to
cold.
be too bad.
Not terrible.
For Green Bay, that's pretty
That's warm.
Temperate. Yeah, I like the Packers in this game. Let's go 27-24. So I guess that's Green Bay covering barely. Right on the dot. And that is the over by 3. So Packers 27 over, 27-24 over the Vikings.
I am on board with you guys. I think the Packers have been trending upward for these past few games. Aaron Rodgers really wants to get a shot of playing his part in terms of getting into the playoffs. I think what it's going to come down to is relying on the other cards to fall for them in order for them to make them. But I think they're on good pace to win out. So I am going to give the Packers a win, especially because the Vikings have been kind of spiraling. They've come up with wins on overtime to teams that should have been simple to beat. They've just been struggling. Like we said, the Vikings always look good on paper, and they've been kind of going back to that routine where they are
Find a way
looking
to
good on
fuck
paper.
it up.
Yeah, and it sucks because they're such a great team on paper.
I mean, they're
They-
still
they look
12
so
and 3.
strong. Right,
They are
like I said, these past few games, they've been pulling out wins against teams that they should have just annihilated. Anywho, I'm gonna give the Packers the win, just because they've been playing well. Their chemistry's there, and I think the Vikings have been struggling to find the end zone and secure that win. I'm actually gonna give them an overtime. No, because I'm gonna give them a fourth quarter win. Because if it gets to overtime, Kirk Cousins has a better winning record on overtime games. So I'm gonna give them the fourth quarter win, and let's take them to a 24 to. Let's do 20 to 24 win for the Packers. So that puts me right under, but it's they cover that 3.
Steven, I want you to
already
know
went.
I had the exact same pick as you. Don't sass me
like
like
I-
that ever again. I will
I
kill
was
you.
like, I already went.
I know. I'm fucking talking to you, you bastard.
I
However,
I will kill you.
I'm fucking switching. It's another lone wolf pick for me, baby.
Oh,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
I'm actually just going to swap the score too. I think if the game is going to be that close, I think Minnesota has the edge. Tony, you said that Minnesota has been barely winning their games to teams that they should be dominating. The thing that you failed to realize is that they're still winning the games. You know what I mean? Like a win's a win. You win by fucking 1 point. You win by fucking 41 like the Rams and the Broncos. It's a win. So I'm going to go back. Also, this is the important part to this. It's on Sunday at 2:25. It's Kirk Cousins prime time, baby. So,
Let's go.
so I like Minnesota here to win 27-24 over Green Bay and crush Green Bay's playoff hopes. Done.
All right.
Done.
Yeah, Steven. Well, you get a game that happens once every 4 years. Teams that share a stadium, the Rams and Chargers. I'm not going to say the one's going into the other because they're already there. So the Chargers are favored by 6.5 in this game, as they should be, because the Rams fucking sucked last week.
They just scored 51
I'm sorry.
points on a pretty good defense.
I'm sorry,
so-
I have that mixed. The Broncos fucking sucked last week. Let's do that back. Okay.
Yeah, that's your rewind sound?
Yeah, whatever.
Jesus Christ.
But the Chargers are favored by
Let's go.
6.5 here. The over-under is 40.5. Oh, I think this will be a pretty good game. I think this will be a good game. I know the Rams are eliminated from the playoff contention, but who do you think has more fans in the stadium?
Damn it, I was just about to ask that too. I was like,
I beat you to
Doesn't
it.
matter. Their teams are the same color anyway.
You'll never know.
basically,
You'll never know. They are the same
the
color.
Cowboys will have more fans in there stadium than.
I think
It's going to be Cowboys and Niner fans.
Yeah.
I think the blue is just darker for the Rams, just a little bit.
Yeah, it is.
But you got the powder blue for the Chargers. Anyway, I think the Chargers will eventually come out on top here. I don't know if they cover the 6.5. I think that this game will be closer. It's the Battle of LA here. They both shouldn't like each other. They play once every 4 years. So I'm going to give the edge to LA. Just kidding. I'm going to give the edge to the Chargers. But I think the Rams cover. I think the Rams cover the 6.5. Chargers get the win. I'll take over 40.5 because I think they'll be somewhere in the 20s in this game. Both teams.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I like the Chargers. I mean, they're already in the playoffs, so I mean, not much to play for. I mean, I don't think they can get the 1 seed in not the 1 seed, the division. I think they're eliminated from that. But the Rams, I mean, they're going to be motivated off last week's win. They don't have nothing to play for. They have their pride to play for, and Baker Mayfield, of course, lives on pride. So it should be a fun game. But I have the Chargers winning 27-20 in this game. So the Chargers covering by 0.5 point and the over. I think 40 points is kind of low for this game, I think. So
I wanted to give it to the Chargers very easily, but Baker Mayfield's been playing pretty well with them.
He's been a game changer for them.
Cam
Yeah.
Akers has also been playing a lot better.
Yep.
because they play him.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna still even even with Mayfield playing pretty well, I think it'll be a close game, but the Chargers are still going to pull through. I'll give them a 31-24 win in LA. So that'll put me over with 31-24. That'll be the cover right there. End of story.
Yeah, I am on board. I couldn't agree more with you guys. I think that the spread's going to be a little bit further, though. I have the Chargers covering that 6.5, and I have over 40 points. I'm taking the Chargers. Jesus Christ, I'm dying. Chargers win here 30-17 in LA.
You guys want to read the chat? I don't even know, Xander. Okay.
I wonder if we
This
can
happened.
like clip that and then rewind it to see what you said backwards.
It's gonna say "fuck you, Xander." That's what it's gonna say.
Says go blue.
Go blue. 2 games left, guys. 2 games left.
Let's go.
All right, here come the fun games.
Yeah, for real.
All right,
Either win.
Tony.
End of story.
Are there 2 Monday night games?
No.
No, so the
This
guy's
Steelers
a
got
Ravens game got
flexed
flexed.
into prime. Yeah, the Steelers got flexed into the nighttime game, the 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock for you guys.
So, oh, that's Sunday night. I'm stupid.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but what else is new?
This thing says Monday at 8:20.
It sounded like.
It's Sunday. Okay, we're good.
The fucking
Making sure.
emoji.
Nope, that's definitely not what it sounded like. What did it sound like then, Xander? Tell me. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going into Baltimore to take on the Ravens. The Ravens are favored by 3 in this game. The over-under is 36. Fun betting fact, last 4 games for the Ravens have gone under, as they have scored a grand total of 25 points, 16 points. I can't add. 19 points and 16 plus 14, whatever the fuck that is. I'm not doing it in my head.
30.
There you go. Under. That's what that is.
God
Under.
bless.
I suck at math, guys. After 10, I'm just like, don't know. But
Wow.
I think this is
not
going to be a defensive struggle. It's an AFC North matchup. Pittsburgh's fighting for their playoff lives. Baltimore's already clinched, but they want to eliminate Pittsburgh. And they do that here and crush Tony's hopes and dreams. I like the Ravens to win here. I like them to cover the 3. I think they're going to win. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I'm going to say 20-14. Ravens win this game. And that would be the under 36.
Tony, go for it because I want to hear what you say after Casey.
Tony still has hope.
This is damn right. My hope lies in the above 500 mark, though. So this is all I'm going to say. The last time we played the Ravens, we barely lost, and this was after fucking Mitch Trubisky threw his fucking turnovers. He had 3 picks, and they still barely pulled away with it. That's because the offense on the Ravens is worse than the Steelers. So like you said, yes, it is going to be a defensive battle. But even if Lamar comes back, I don't think they have the power to score. They've been struggling in the past, and I don't think it's going to be much easier with the way the Steelers defense has been recently playing. I am going to give the Steelers a win, a close win, because our offense is trash as well.
Welcome
but
to
I
the
think,
club.
I think after last game, I think that was Kenny Pickett's comeback game where he struggled to score, and he will be back to his subpar scoring abilities. So I will give them a 24-20 win over Baltimore, just because they are not just playing for the win, but they're playing for their playoff hopes to be alive, which I don't have very high hopes for. But they're trying to keep over 500, so I think that's more than enough to play for at this point. So I am going to go with a Steelers win.
Nice. Tony, I'm going to have to agree with you. I'm going to pick the Steelers, winning 17-14 to keep your 500 hope alive and your playoff hopes alive. So what's the money line for the Steelers winning, by the way?
Plus 140.
It's not bad.
Too far off.
Yeah.
No, they're pretty even here, almost. this line might move to where it might be a 1 point advantage for the Ravens by the time the weekend
Yeah.
comes.
I don't know. I just think that the Steelers are kind of finding their form. I mean, their defense is good. Their offense struggles at times, but it finds its groove after a while. But as long as you can limit those turnovers, I think you can win on a last second drive to kick that field goal and win the game. Keep your hopes alive.
Keeping those turnovers hot and fresh this weekend against this Baltimore defense.
No, sir. Trubisky is not playing.
Who
That
is
you know
playing?
of. Pickett.
It's Pickett.
He's back.
He's
He
back.
played last week.
Okay, that's right. Okay, yeah. Tony, I'm sorry, but this is the end. This is the end of the road for you. Baltimore's just too good, man. It's a divisional game. I think it'll be close, but I just see Baltimore edging this out. They're in Baltimore. It's gonna be a fucking smash mouth football game. I'll tell you that much. I like a lowish scoring game here because both teams have had their struggles throughout the season and their defenses are both pretty decent. So I'm gonna take Baltimore here. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Baltimore here to win 17-14. A very low scoring smash mouth AFC North. Yes. Divisional rivalry game. 17-14 Baltimore.
Let's jump right into the last game here. Monday Night Football, which might be the game of the week and maybe the game of the year. You have the Buffalo Bills going into Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. The Bills, currently the road team, are favored by 1.5. The over-under is 49.5. Pretty big spread there. The Bills offense has been relying on the running game with its backs and Josh Allen, and the Bengals have shown more of a complete offense with more weapons involved in the passing game and rushing attacks. I think this game is going to be phenomenal. What do you guys think is going to happen in this game?
I am looking forward to this game, honestly. This should be a fun game.
This will probably be the most watched Monday night game of the year.
Definitely the best Monday night game of the year, for sure.
So I want to hear your guys' takes because I'm on the fence on this one. I haven't been able to decide who's gonna take it, so I need some help picking here.
Some inspiration. I think we're gonna
so-
be split apart here. So
I do too.
It might be a fun.
So
Fun
a lot of things
conversation.
happen because if the Bengals win, I think the Chiefs are going to take it because they have a pretty easy game next week, and the Bengals can't catch up to the Chiefs if they win out. So I think the Chiefs might clinch that number 1 spot, hypothetically here.
Which
if they
means the
can win out.
Bengals will get the 2 spot and the Chiefs will get the 3 spot.
Correct. Now the Chiefs will get the 1 spot if the Bengals win this week, because they have an easy play, an easy game next week.
the Chiefs would also have to win both their games.
Yeah. So if they win this one, if the Bengals win this one, I think the Chiefs have the easier schedule to win out and get that 1 seed. Now, if the Bills win, I think they're locked in for that 1,
Yes.
just because they have the tiebreaker
They have
over
the
them.
tiebreaker over the Chiefs.
Yeah. So this is a defining moment. The Bengals could either end all the 1 seed playoff hopes or keep them alive here. they have a lot of resting on a lot of power over the Bills right now.
Here's more with the power. The Bills are on a 6-game winning streak, and the Bengals are on a 7-game winning streak. One of those streaks are either going to end or they're going to tie. I don't think they're going to tie.
Well, that
But-
would still end the streak.
Yeah, it would end the streak, but I am leaning towards the Bengals. I think with the Bengals being at home, they get it done. I think Burrow tends to be more in control at home, and that's the difference. And Cincinnati improves on the record, and they try and improve on trying to get that 1 seed. Close game. Bengals covered. They're 1.5 dogs. Bengals win money line plus 105. I'm going to take the over 49.5. I'm going to say the final score is 34-30 Bengals.
Did everybody go already?
No, that was the first one. I am going to go with the Bengals also. I just think they've been more consistent offensively than the Bills have. And I just like them playing at home better. Well, I like them at home better as well. The score, I can't come up with a score. to save my life because I know it's going to be such a good game. And this game can go either way no matter what. But I like the Bengals in this game. I'm trying to think of a score real quick. Let's go 31-28. 31-28. So it's over, definitely, with the over-under and the Bengals winning. But I just like them better because I think they've just been more consistent.
Go ahead, Daniel. Give me the final input so I can make a choice.
Well, I had Cincy initially, but I don't know. So I pulled up a weather forecast here for the game specifically. It gives you kickoff, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. So it's gonna be pretty good weather, aside from it being humid as balls. Apparently we got 63, 64 degrees temperature wise. So, like perfect weather for that. It says on here though that it's got 100% humidity all the way through, but the
Jesus.
precipitation probability is at 3. So, like, it's just gonna be fucking moist ass air, I guess.
Moist ass air.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got about 10-mile-an-hour winds. So, a lot of factors in the weather this week, except for the cold. Xander put in the chat, he was like, "Don't care how cold it is, take the over," which I agree. Take the over in this game because it's going to be a high-scoring fucking game. This is going to be a high-scoring game. Since you both took Cincinnati, I'm going to take fucking Buffalo because fuck you guys. I just think they're outmatched. This could very well be the AFC Championship again too. Like, I think both these teams will be in the playoffs. Has Cincinnati clinched already?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're both already in. Yes. Okay,
Yes,
I was
yeah,
waiting for you
yes.
guys to say something, but I just checked. Both teams already in the playoffs. I'm sure they'll see each other again. I think they will. But this could be a good test matchup to see, both sides of the ball for each team. And I'm going to take Buffalo here. I think Josh Allen's going to put up a big game, and we'll have Buffalo. I'm just going to swap the score because it was close anyway. I'm going to go Buffalo wins 34-31. Takes one from Cincy.
Perfect.
I thought he made Tony's pick different.
I know.
Harder.
Xander says
you're
since
welcome, Tony, for
Cincinnati
confusing
almost
you.
lost to the Patriots last week. It was fucking cold over there. They were up, I think, 22-0 in that game though, and the Patriots squeaked back. Josh Allen MVP, very well could happen. Edward says Buffalo 40-34. So, Edward, welcome to the chat. Now that we're at the end of the stream,
He's here.
He made
He's
it.
here.
He made it, guys. All
I
right.
like that score too. Tony, what do you got?
Wait, we're waiting for Tony.
Yeah, Tony's still going.
I am gonna. Such a tough game. I'm gonna go with the Bengals because you just reminded me that they're not just trying to play for a win; they're trying to lock down the division. They're still trying to lock down that win over Baltimore, that spot over Baltimore. So they got to win. It'll be
Yeah.
a good game. I'm gonna give them a field goal win though. Keep it close. Both quarterbacks have been struggling in these past couple games to score. And who knows if it's the cold or if it's just been tough games. I'm gonna give it to the cold. But the Bills struggled to score against the Dolphins for a bit. Same way the Bengals were struggling to score against the Patriots. So anything could happen depending on the weather. But I think the Bengals have a little bit more to fight for just to secure that 3 seed instead of dropping down to the 5 if all hell breaks loose and the Ravens end up winning out. So I'm going to give the Bengals the win on a 31-28 score for the last few minutes. Yep.
Beautiful.
Xander says the Colts were up 33-0. Yeah, we're also the fucking Colts, so there's that.
What a fucking joke.
Edward says LOL.
That Monday night game, man, it's gonna be good to watch.
It's
If you
gonna
guys
be
aren't doing
fun
anything on Monday
to watch.
night, fucking watch that game because it's gonna be a good fucking.
I will definitely be watching. This is our last stream this year, guys.
Start blowing whistles and shit.
Do the Aru thing, Steven, the wolf.
Oh, I was like, the what?
You know what we should get? We should get the Flying Dutchman going. Ow!
Oh,
Pretend lone
God.
wolf. Lee. But last stream of the year, our 20th stream ever.
Oh yeah.
On TikTok, we have over 3,500 followers. So thank all of you for sticking with us and tell your friends and everything. I mean, we want to grow this channel to as big as it can be. And obviously we're doing something right because 3,500 of you are sticking with us. So that's pretty awesome. The AU thing. Yeah, that thing. I've got some one-liners. You guys got anything else?
Tony, Steven, anything?
It's been fun this year. Started what, 4 months ago?
Something like that.
A lot has changed in those 4 months. Obviously, me and Casey moved to Florida. It's
Fucking that move, man.
What
Took
is
a
it?
lot out of me.
It's fucking humid. That's what it is.
it's not even.
It's
I
not
mean,
humid right now. It's fine right now.
It's nice
Oh.
right now.
Well, good
Uh,
luck to.
But yeah,
fucking
it's been a
summer.
great year for this podcast. I'm sure it's going to grow even more next year. So here's to 2023.
Yeah.
Hey, a lot of changes are
awesome.
coming. A lot of soccer's coming our way.
Because it's called soccer.
A lot of football.
No, you said soccer.
Yeah, you said soccer.
Football.
Daniel, you got anything to add?
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been a change.
Uh,
You can say Daniel or Tony, my bad.
you
I
said me.
can't wait
Sorry.
until the 33rd podcast.
Shut the fuck up. Is it the
No,
Troll
I
Casey
mean-
podcast number 33?
I gotta say, I'm excited for this weekend. Get to travel up to Phoenix with Zandy. And
That's a lot of holes.
That's what she said.
Xander Casey wants us to do an on-site video. So
yes, on
we're gonna-
location. Daniel's doing it.
We'll-
Don't make fun of him. Help him out.
Yes. We're gonna go ahead and do that and get it going. It
Watch
doesn't
my
have to be,
Vikings
like
one.
crazy lengthy, but we'll get one in. It's because I like to like just be in the moment and everything, but I understand we have the podcast and we're gonna do it. So
It's a big game. You got to do it. You have to do
Yeah.
it. And
So-
we'll get your version of an on location. So I'm excited for that. So it'll be good. Try and post it Saturday night if you can, win or lose. So
God, if we lose, I'm gonna be so sad.
we should
Regardless.
we should get them. We should get TCU.
Y'all hanging out in the YouTube chat. We appreciate you. Y'all chatters, Edward, Xander, Hubert was here in the beginning. Frank, shout out to you guys.
3-hour
and-
stream today, by the way.
That person's name, Crescenico?
I hope I didn't butcher it, and I hope you're not butchering it either. So
Regardless, we appreciate you. We love you guys. If you guys aren't already subscribed to the YouTube channel, we need 10 to get to 100. YouTube has been growing a lot slower than TikTok, but it makes a lot of sense because this lasts for fucking 3 hours every week and TikToks are only 15 seconds. So it makes sense. The short form content does a lot better. It's just the world we live in now. If you guys aren't following us on TikTok as well, make sure you go do that. If you do have TikTok, if you don't have TikTok, download it. It's fucking full of hilarious things that'll make your day. That's actually their slogan, I think, is make your day. So
make your day.
there you go. But yeah, I mean, that's all I got. Go Blue. I'm excited for this weekend. Fuck the Eagles. Let's fucking go.
I'm
That's the Steelers catchphrase. I appreciate you for using it.
gonna get a TikTok video in here right now. Oh. All right. Nobody else
yeah.
has anything else? Everybody good?
Go ahead, do your video.
Edward loves holes, just so you know.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
Again, thank you to everybody that's been watching all of our content. We have 3,500 subscribers on. Sorry. We have 30. I can't fucking talk at the end of this fucking thing. We got 3,500 followers on TikTok, and we have close to 100 here on YouTube, so pretty good. But I just want to wish you guys all a happy new year. Oh shit, it's over there. Fuck. Happy New Year to everybody. This is our last stream of the year, 20th stream ever. We're gonna keep growing this thing. We love all you guys. We will see you guys next year. Go blue, and Daniel will end it the right way.
Fuck
Fuck
the
the
Eagles,
Eagles!
baby!